Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Stavanger. Welcome to the concert who's in Stavanger for round 9, the final round of Altibox Norway Chess 2017. My name is Dirk-Jan ten Geuzenam. I'm the editor of New in Chess, and with me is English Grandmaster Nigel Short. Nigel, we have one leader going into the last round, Levin Aronian from Armenia. He is leading with 5.5 points from 8, half a point ahead of Hikaru Nakamura from the United States, and a full point ahead of Anish Giri from the Netherlands, who is in third place with 4.5 points. Then there's two players on 4 points, so that's 50%, Wesley So and Vladimir Kramnik.
The immovable object.
Wesley So has proven to be an immovable object. He's drawn all his games.
Yeah.
Vladimir Kramnik, on the other hand, he lost 2 games, he won 2 games.
Yeah.
He has contributed heavily to the excitement in the tournament. And today, the key games are the one...
Who else do we have? Give us the other.
Ah, you mean we should mention the world champion too?
We should mention the other guys.
So there is 4 players on 3.5, so that's -2, and that's minus 1, of course. Sorry, and that includes 2 world champions, Fishy, Anand. Then there's Maxime Vachier-Lagrave, Fabiano Caruana, and Magnus Carlsen.
Yeah.
Who, much to the relief and enthusiasm of the local fans here yesterday, won his first game, a great fighting game by Magnus Carlsen, finally showing what we believe to be his true colors. He beat Sergei Karyakin. And Sergei Karyakin...
That's why I love you.
Good?
Right,
yeah,
sorry.
It's a good song. Sergei Karyakin, the world championship match.
Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah, Cyndi Lauper. Can you sing like Cyndi Lauper?
No, I can't.
Oh, yeah.
I can't. I can't even dye my hair like Cyndi Lauper.
Well, you did. You tried.
I tried. Maybe we'll post a photo of my dyed hair at some point.
Well, the final look at the table, Sergei Karyakin, he's in last place, which says something about the strength of this tournament if the World Championship finalist is in bottom place alone.
And as he joked yesterday, he said either he's winning or finishing last in this tournament. He's won it twice, which is an impressive enough record.
He's got the record there. But apparently a man of extremes, either winning here or finishing in last place.
Okay, DJ, give us the head-to-head scores.
Of this game. Well, first, these are the crucial games. The key games. It's Wesley So against Levin Aronian, where Levin Aronian, he better not lose, and especially against Wesley, he will have. Realistic expectations, I think. Let's see what happens. And the other game is the player who is closest to Levin Aronian, Hikaru Nakamura. He is also playing black, and he's playing black against Fabiano Caruana, his American rival.
Wow, we've got some excitement. We've got a poisoned pawn.
Oh, aha. Queen D3.
No, that's really exciting. Oh, right.
Well, okay, we'll go there shortly. Let's say so Wesley So against Levin Aronian, their scores so far. Wesley has won 1 game, and Levin Aronian has beaten Wesley twice. They haven't played that much. They only played 7 games, 4 draws. And this year in Wagensee, they played it was Wesley So against Aronian with the same colors. They played a Ragozin, which, we had the feeling that many moves were prepared at home, and that ended in a draw. Fabiano Caruana and Hikaru Nakamura, Caruana has beaten Nakamura 4 times, and he's lost 5 times. Earlier this year they drew in Gibraltar, and they also played against each other in the US Championship, and there Caruana was also white, and that ended in a draw. So you want to look at the poison pawn first?
Yeah, I'll just make a brief comment. It was actually quite a fascinating insight into the mind of Wesley So yesterday, and he was just saying that he thought this move, Bishop G5, which of course was the main line for years and years, well, decades, that this is a loss of tempo because Black plays H6 and you know, Bishop takes F6.
Yeah, and there's entire generations who thought this was the only move.
That's right. So that was a really bizarre, well, fascinating comment.
Fascinating,
actually.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things that, let's say, players who have been around for a couple of decades, they cannot erase those memories.
No.
But they can never look at positions with an entirely fresh look, and Wesley can do that and come to the conclusion that
he's unencumbered by knowledge.
But fortunately, later there a couple of positions appeared where he understood that this H6 made some sense, and he agreed that it wasn't that bad. Bishop G5.
Okay, so let's have a look. We have excitement in the next game.
And that's going quickly.
Yeah, it's going very quickly here. Fabsy baby.
But maybe just go through it quickly. I mean,
poison
pawn is, it's such a big thing.
Okay. So, Queen B6, and the normal move here is Queen D2. That's a regular poison pawn like this. Queen D3 is of course known. It's less popular. It's not supposed to be that great. Well, it never used to be. There are some points to it actually that sometimes you set up these threats with. If we just go back one move, there's a queen's going very fast. So if we go back a couple of, no, he's going to castle now, I guess, or does he go Queen H3 or something? I don't know what the theory is here at all. So this is all very exciting.
Well, it's an opening that has, been in fashion, gone out of fashion many times.
Yeah.
Probably one of its richest eras was when Bobby Fischer was playing it, challenging his opponents to show that, it was a poisoned pawn.
Yeah, I think the point here is actually that you sometimes set up these threats against G4 is very interesting and played very quickly. All of this stuff. This is really quite fascinating. Maybe we can have a look on the databases and see because this is all new to me. G4 came lightning fast.
Yeah, I can do a quick search because
a very primitive play by Fabi. He's going in animal style. So he's just developing his pieces. Obviously, cannot castle anymore, and he's going to say that all this development is worth a pawn and more. and a little pause. So maybe this is tends to indicate a novelty when people do this.
Well, we'll soon find out.
Actually, these Bishop G5 lines, which were extremely fashionable at one time, they've come back into vogue.
Yeah.
Been a number of important developments in these lines.
Yeah, and there's good reason why he pauses, because as far as I can see, Rook G1 is a new move. So that is what Fabiano Caruana has been working on. In previous games, 3 moves were played, G5, E5, and in most of the games, Queen H3.
Ah, yes, that's setting up a threat with
and that has been played
G5.
by Fuga Gashimov, by Wei Yi,
Ah, yes.
Mamedov. So
Okay. So in fact, I see that G4 is very much a main line. It's been played 28 times, and was played by Fuga Gashimov.
yeah, on various occasions.
Numerous times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's clearly the strongest player who,
And
who
Wei
played this.
Yi
Wei Yi, of course,
also.
shouldn't.
Wei Yi of Little Faith.
And Mamedov, a countryman of Fuga Gashimov, he's also played it. So this is probably a good moment for Hikaru Nakamura to take some time and to grasp what whites, what are the differences between this move and the others.
I see Queen H3, which is the main move at depth 39, is a dead draw. Of course.
Even if it's scored 55.9%.
That's
yeah. So, okay. Yeah, so this promises to be...
And this is actually modern chess, very much modern chess that people... it even doesn't matter whether a move is not that good, as long as it's not analysed and you have analysed it,
and it doesn't lose.
And it doesn't lose. There was there are those jokes about taking the fourth best available move here, because people, they often look at the top 3 possibilities on the engine suggestion, and they don't go further than that. So
that's the kind of thing you see these days, that very often people find something when they start investigating a position, not after the first suggestion of the computer, but the second, third or fourth, as long as they are not unsound. So the other one, we've seen several moves here as well, Nigel, in Wesley So against Stefan Aronian.
Look, let's chug on.
A3.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
a move.
Takes.
Yeah.
And this.
Yeah.
Of course, Wesley So wouldn't mind beating Stefan Aronian, but for some reason, after having heard him yesterday, I don't think that he's extremely ambitious today. What do you think?
No, I don't think he is at all.
No. It actually was a bit worrying the way he said when he looked at some sharp position and he said, and it is a draw.
Yeah.
Then I thought, you shouldn't think like that. Try to wait, he's
no. It's here is white has a tiny edge here. But this is not going to. I predict this will not be the most thrilling game of the round.
Yes, and then we get
with Queen D4.
Yeah.
I guess maybe you can play Queen E7.
then is the question: is Black ready to take any risks? Or, I mean, Levin, of course, also knows that Wesley So isn't, most probably isn't too ambitious today.
Yeah,
and then he can put the onus on Nakamura and say, okay, it's a draw, and now you have to win with Black against Caruana.
Yeah.
And in the worst case, we have a tiebreak.
Yeah.
And
but I think Wesley, in general, he's quite happy with these very, very small edges. So Queen takes d4 is not equalizing. I should point that out straight off.
Yeah.
It's knight takes d4, and Black still has the isolated d pawn.
Yeah.
I've played similar positions with Black. Actually, I had a similar setup against Rafael Vaganyan in the World's Geriatrics Team Championship recently, and I mean, I held it pretty comfortably with Black, but it probably is a tad better for White, and this is a tad better for White. I'm just wondering whether he's going to sacrifice. He could sacrifice here with Queen e7, and I don't know, Rook d8. And sometimes these things can get very dangerous. But not here. Not here. Looks, sorry, takes. I'm just improvising. I'm just looking to try and equalize with Black here, but at the moment I'm not seeing it. Bishop c4, for example, is a good response with a threat here. So maybe
something else earlier on.
He needs to play probably in a different way than this. Yeah. Okay. Let's leave that one for the Mo. We've got an interesting game here with Vladimir Kramnik and Anish Giri. So this is not going to have a bearing on the...
Oh yes, it can. Well, depending on what happens.
Well, Anish Giri can win, that's true.
If he wins, then...
that could have a bearing. Yes, you're quite right. Sorry, I apologise for that. Look, this is... I had a book by Reinfeldt, and he liked this setup with e3. That's
Fred.
Or was it Fred, or was it Irving Chernev? Maybe it was it was one or the other. I don't remember, but that was playing a reverse Stonewall. So this is not quite the same. So this is a little bit veggie. And interesting move. I like that by Anish. I like that, just seizing space.
Yes.
And actually, I have very old-fashioned views on these lines. I think that White has to be a little bit careful when playing like this, because you can just you can get squashed a little bit.
It's the kind of thing that definitely doesn't work against computers, because you very soon may end up in trouble.
Yeah.
Of course, it's also a fascinating fight from a psychological point of view. Anish Giri has a really bad score against Vladimir Kramnik. He hasn't beaten him once. He has lost 6 times. And there was 7 draws. True, the last 5 games they have all ended in draws.
That is that is an appalling score, actually.
Yeah, for a long time, Kramnik really had his number.
Yeah.
And you could see it in the games. So yeah, this would be a very good moment to do something about that.
So he was, in fact, so Giri had lost 6 with only 2 draws at one point.
Yes.
That's quite amazing, actually.
I think there were quite a number of black games there. That is, but even so,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not what you should do. But let's say, in recent times, he has managed to limit the damage and made 3 draws. And of course, he knows that Vladimir Kramnik has played some great games here. I mean, he's been one of the most entertaining players. If there was a prize for the fighter in the tournament, then he would be a candidate there.
Yeah.
But he's also been wobbly.
Yeah.
In a couple of games. The ones that he lost, he was fairly unrecognizable.
No, well, the game yesterday was...
that was a great fight, yeah.
No, that was a good fight. No, the other game he lost, he was just rubbish. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really poor.
Against Aroni.
But yesterday, that was a normal... normal defeat in the sense that... it's at some moment he failed to sense the position, having played quite well actually for quite a lot of the game. Let's have a look. Well, there are 2 games we haven't seen at all. So we've got Sergei Karyakin would like to improve on his clear last place.
Well, unless he prefers the clarity of finishing first or last.
Okay, this is a Najdorf, Opachensky variation. G3, yeah, okay. So one way to play. And that's actually one of the advantages of placing the knight on E2, that you can get your knights aiming towards D5. You get both knights aiming towards D5. Interesting choice of Sergei Karyakin in that he's just MVL has gone for this to neutralize the control on the D5 square. And he's just saying, well, I'm going to change the nature of my advantage. I'm going to, if there is an advantage, I'll take a bishop. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have the advantage of 2 bishops, and I'm going to forget about controlling that D5 square. Yeah. So that's an interesting choice. And after Queen E7, I would just castle here, because in fact black has to be a little bit careful as well. If he plays b4 too early, knight d5, it's in general not the move you want to play, but it's always a question of time, because a3 can open up the queen side advantageously for white. So these structures, they can be good and they can be bad. It just depends where your pieces are. And I think I've mentioned this in a previous game, that it's not that a particular structure guarantees an advantage either way. Everything is dependent upon the deployment of your other pieces. So that's looks like an interesting game in prospect. And this one...
and it happens that the last game we look at is between 2 world champions.
Yeah, okay, so this is heavy theory. I've seen too many of these Joko pianos. Don't you crave an Evans Gambit or something?
Yeah. Nothing wrong with an well, there's probably a lot wrong.
Would you get your coins out and shower them on the board if we saw an Evans gambit? That's what I would do. Okay, so all these ideas we have seen before. Take. So he gets this, inflicts this, these double pawns, which I've mentioned previously. It makes it difficult for. It takes a little bit of the flexibility out of Black's position. If Black plays d5 here, then suddenly the pawn on e5 becomes very, very weak. So Fishy advances, and a subtle move, and this is with providing lateral defense, in particular towards the f2 pawn. So queen f6 was played, knight c4, and now b5. It's committal.
But played after a short think.
Yeah. I don't know what Fishy's going to do there. Could he play? I'll make a stupid suggestion. I'm just wondering whether you can play knight a3. It looks a bit odd. Just to create some threats here. And also you're keeping the bishop at c1, where you're keeping an eye on the f4 square, the knight entering on that square. The alternative, I suppose, is knight e3, but I always start to be concerned about the knight coming in. But it's interesting, actually, the comment which was made by, slightly bitchy comment by Kramnik. He said that Magnus needs to improve his openings.
Yeah.
And it looks like he wants to use all that work he did on the World Championship in playing these e4, e5 systems.
Yeah.
But I don't see a huge amount of surprise or variability in his setups. He's played knight e3.
Well, since the second World Championship match that they played, they've met 5 times, and it's a balanced score, 3 draws, and both won one game. And there it was, well, the one that Carlsen won was a bit of a lucky one, where in Baden-Baden in 2015, Fishy started a combination which turned out to be flawed, and then he just lost a piece. But in Norway Chess 2015, Anand won a very nice game, slowly building up pressure against Carlsen in a very quiet Ruy Lopez.
I've come in for criticism. I'm appalled here. Sorry. This is Heikki Kallio, who I presume is Finnish from such a name. I believe one mistake Nigel Short Chess has not done before is forgetting to wear a tie at the last round. I put on some weight. I can't do my button up, so spent too long in the bar last night, so that's why I'm not wearing a tie today. So
you should have been in the gym, and
I
you
should have
ended
been
up
in the gym. I should have been in the gym, and apologies for that. Those people who love my ties, and there are one or two, been some favourable. Been deprived of that today.
Okay.
I've gone noose loose.
Yes. And finally we have a viewer who reveals where he is watching us. Let me get that.
What's that?
Just a sec. Where is it? I'll send it to
Jose.
Jose, and then he can put it up. This it's a photo showing what we are going to do after this tournament. We go straight from here, and we.
Ah, yeah, that's the.
So this is the alternative. You go. You're on a beach in Bali.
Oh, right.
And watching Norway chess from a beach in Bali.
Yeah, who is that? Does anyone I know?
It's Christopher Lundmark.
Right. No, I don't think so.
Well done, Christopher. We understand your decisions. He's read this book, High Level Decision Making, and ended up in Bali.
Yeah, why not? Why not? I remember actually I was on a beach in Bali at the end of 1995 because I played a match against Utut Adianto, later Senator Adianto.
Yes, he still is.
And I took a few days off to fly to Bali. And I remember going to one of the beaches and there was a guy there who was an international arbiter who was the lifeguard.
Oh, really?
On a Bali beach. So I don't know which particular beach that is. Yeah. And it's a massive, massive sandy beach. And so I said to him, I asked him whether anyone ever died at this beach. I mean, it's a sort of rude thing to say to a lifeguard.
Yeah.
And he said, on average, 12 people a year on that particular beach.
So he might have said, on average, one a month. But he didn't want to scare you.
It's probably not the sort of things they advertise, you know.
No.
Might discourage people from taking their hotels there. I imagine, their holidays and booking hotels. So, Interesting. Have you ever seen anyone drowned? Have you ever come across any dead bodies?
I tried to drown myself as a kid.
You did?
Yeah, it's not recommended. Although the moment you lose consciousness, it's not so bad.
Oh God!
Oh really? God. Yeah, it feels very nice. But my elder brother, he decided to get me out of the water, out of the sea.
Well. Yes, I once found a dead body floating in the sea in Greece at the beach. So those are the things that you can unfortunately come across from time to time.
Yeah, but no one you knew.
Not anyone I knew.
No. Should have a look at this one, Nigel.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's very interesting indeed.
So White has sacrificed this poison pawn and chosen a new route to show that he's got compensation. Well, my engine likes this for black.
It does?
Yeah.
How? Why?
Wait. Let me see.
King F8. Is that it?
He's hesitating between Rook H7 and King F8.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is it's very interesting. So, why not?
Just defend.
Why not Rook H2? I guess the point is that this exchange is going to work in White's favour because this attack might be very, very dangerous indeed, with particularly with E5 coming very soon. So this one
And if you
these moves they have to be considered, of course, rook h2, but that looks very risky. Rook h7 could be played. I would still be not committing my king in this position. That's what I would do. I wouldn't
and it's true that after some calculating, my modest engine switched to king f8. So.
And there are some. Yeah, I think this is a tremendous idea actually by Fabiano Caruana, because just to play something which is not the first choice, and obviously it's so sharp, this position, that any mistake I think can be fatal. One thing we should remember was when they played, it was the London Classic, wasn't it, when Fabiano he slaughtered Hikaru in a Najdorf with this queen sacrifice, and in fact he completely out-prepared him. Even though Hikaru is here with his second, isn't he?
But wasn't that an idea that had already been played? Wasn't it?
I think it had even been played. Yeah. So, and what's Mr. Littlejohn's ELO rating? Do you know roughly?
I think he's somewhere 21 or 2200. But
he's basically a computer guy.
Oh yeah. No, he doesn't pretend to be anything else.
Yeah.
But apparently the two of them together, and in fact, Chris in the first place is extremely good at finding weak spots in the opponent's armor.
Right.
And they worked together for a long time, and then for a while, Hikaru was working with other people like Garry Kasparov.
Yeah.
And then
not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
Yeah.
I remember at some point he said, that he didn't really see much difference in the effectiveness of the opening preparation. That he happily went back to Chris Littlejohn.
Yeah.
But here it's obviously Caruana who has chosen this path with the new move Rook G1.
Yes.
And he has.
I like this idea.
You like it?
Oh yeah, I like it. You know, But Hikaru was teasing me a little bit yesterday. Well, it's not the first time. He was saying that I'm very much old school. That when I see pieces in aggressive positions, I assume it's good. And he says that basically unless it's mate, there is always a defense.
Yeah.
This is the new approach to things.
But thinking that you didn't know that.
But I think there's a lot to be said for just massing your forces in the vicinity of your opponent's king.
Yes, because there's psychological pressure as well, and even if the computer may come to a positive evaluation for black here, I mean,
it doesn't actually. I mean, on my engines, they're already they have this as not being better for black at all.
Okay.
In which case, if white knows what he's doing and black doesn't, this is a very unpleasant situation to be in.
Yeah, that's a very important aspect that you mentioned there, Nigel, that the having prepared a position with a computer and knowing that it's good is such a plus.
Yeah.
I mean, you give a player a position and said, okay, you play it, and you give another player that position and say, remember, you are much better.
Yes.
It makes a hell of a difference.
Yes, sure.
So
this with the analysis, Fabiano will be playing at whatever strength the engines are playing at. 3,300 or whatever their ELO is. I don't know what. It's always something astronomical.
Yeah.
Whereas Hikaru will be playing at a mere 2,800, and that's a substantial difference until, of course, Fabi gets out of his book.
Yeah.
But so far, all his moves have come pretty briskly.
Yeah.
And, he in fact, he's even up on the clock. He started with his 1 hour 30 with 30-second increments, and he's been playing all these moves at tempo. And this is unpleasant for Hikaru, and we see he's not familiar with this position at all.
Yeah, so the runner-up in the tournament is under pressure, and of course in the end here, as everywhere, it's all about money, and the difference between first, second, and third place is not shabby, as you would call it, Nigel.
Yep.
First place here, first prize, is 70,000 euros.
Okay.
Then there's a considerable gap.
Yeah.
Second place is 40.
Oh, that's terrible.
Then we go down to 25. So for Hikaru, let's say, suppose he drops back to third place or fourth place.
Yeah.
That's a difference of 15 or 20,000 euros.
Yeah. So I mean that's
something to play for.
I mean 20,000 euros. I mean you could probably buy 3 rounds of drinks in the bar here in Norway. That's
well, if some of them take soft drinks. That would last you 2 hours. Yeah. So that is of course the main question. One of the big questions today. Who's going to win 70,000?
The main question is, why is alcohol so expensive in Norway? Yes, I've absolutely no idea.
Well, maybe some of our viewers know the reason why is alcohol so expensive in Norway. And
why don't they have political parties? Or maybe they do. Maybe they do. Just with a single policy to abolish alcohol duty in this country. I'd get my vote.
Yeah,
if I had a vote.
And the promise that they will disappear as soon as this social injustice has been remedied. So fight for first place, second place, third place. If 2 players tie for first, this might be possible. Suppose Hikaru wins and Levin draws, then there will be a tie-break of if there's two players, a tie-break of 2 blitz games, which would be played immediately after the round today.
Right. Okay.
So
we're hoping that doesn't happen. Whatever will be, will be.
It doesn't matter what we hope. They will. It's up to them.
It's up to them.
If they will play tiebreak games, then we'll just see the sunny side of that and think, okay, some more excitement. But that would be tonight. So
So actually,
and let's say, you may have seen that it was tomorrow, because this has been announced in several places, but it's going to be tonight.
Just to come back to the Wesley So game, he did offer this gambit, and because I'm a poor analyst, my impression is that Black ought to have compensation here, but I could be wrong. And after, maybe something along these lines, and putting the knight in on b3. Or even, put the knight in on b3.
Oh, that's funny. There's a small choir walking into the hall, singing happily.
Yeah.
Merry people, these Norwegians.
Yeah, they are. They are. Yeah. Got a bit distracted there. I'm trying to generate play, but not very successfully.
But you think that there must be an effective way to exploit that?
Yeah. It's just I'm not finding it because I'm senile. Probably that's the reason why I can't do it. I can't calculate properly. Anyway, he didn't do that.
But could you start by first chasing the queen with the rook?
Queen e5 anyway. Mm-hmm. That's what we were looking at. That's what we were looking at before.
Well, no doubt at some point Wesley will tell us.
Yeah. Or Levon.
Yeah.
So let's just see. So he didn't take that hot pawn. Yeah, these are typical maneuvers. He wants the knight on d4, really. So this one goes back. And, that's a tacit draw offer. Did you notice that?
I noticed it. The moment...
He's saying tablas.
Tablas
time.
Well, which cannot be excluded.
No.
And... so the choice, it's up to Wesley.
It's up to Wesley. So if he castles, I guess his idea is bishop c2. That's a sneaky move, isn't it?
Yep.
And if then you go to either this square or this square, you run into
knight b3.
A fork. A nasty fork with knight b3. So actually this is a cunning move by Levon. I think it's the best move in the position and shows that he's a trickster.
Yes. So either we draw or you might end up in trouble. I mean, if you really want to fight. So we're placing our bets. What do you choose?
Yeah, well, I think draw. An early draw. That's my bet.
Yeah,
that's my bet.
Yeah, we wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
Yeah, just because I don't see Wesley in a very fighting mood here. He's been very pacific.
Yeah.
Pacific, bordering on soporific at times. But
so how should we see this? Is this a pause after all these tremendous results he had, or?
I would say it's a pause.
Yeah.
We could be wrong. He may suddenly go for the jugular here, but I'm going to take a bet on a draw.
Yeah, because it's you can see what the possibilities are for black, but how can white really fight for an advantage? I mean, black is well developed.
Yeah, he can. Well, I'm just thinking about ways to stop this bishop c2 idea. One possible move is b4, but I think this is risky because this pawn can come under assault. And after a retreat, something like rook a4, and this attack is unpleasant. b5 is a very loosening move. Even d4 may be a good response to that. So that doesn't look particularly good, particularly impressive.
What we also can keep in mind, Nigel, is that suppose Levin makes a quick draw, and he puts the onus on Hikaru, who has to win with black. Then he wins, but he he would win after a fierce, perhaps long fight.
Yeah. Queen c3.
Oh,
Queen c3.
okay. He wants to play.
No, he's just come from there.
Oh, wait.
That is the.
Yeah. So Wesley seems to agree. We may soon have a draw here. But what would you think? Suppose they make a quick draw. Hikaru has a long fight, and then they have to play the tie break. To whose advantage is it?
Yeah, that's to Levon's advantage. Yeah.
Because he'll
be fresher.
Yeah. It's not like Anatoly Karpov said when.
He's avoided it. He's played like a man. Well done, Wesley.
Okay.
Bit of excitement. Excitement being a relative term in this position.
Yeah.
I guess he's going to take that. Because that at least lures the knight away from the d4 square. So some people could think that is a more aggressively placed knight. In fact, it's further from where it should be.
But doesn't he have time to simply go back and put it on d4 anyway?
He does.
Let's say rook c8 or.
Let's have a look. Rook c8, and then he could play knight here anyway. And a typical move is rook c2 runs into. Yeah, he's taken it. Knight c5 is a move here as well. And the reason for that is sometimes you just want your knight back on if you put your knight on one of these squares, let's say on e6 or even on b3, you are controlling this square to a degree. So we'll see what his next move is going to be. Possibly rook c8.
While at the same time, Hikaru Nakamura is still thinking.
Yeah. Actually, this doesn't bode well, quite frankly. Hikaru is a brilliant tactician, but he obviously doesn't have a clue what to do in this position, and he's very critical. It's really very critical. I mean, neither of these moves is very attractive.
Yeah.
You play rook h7 or you play king f8. If you play king f8, that's the end of your castling.
Yeah, it's an unpleasant move to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rook h7. Rook h7 on the other hand, you start to get worried about potential difficulties with this tactic. You know, this e5 and obviously the rook is defended for the moment. So these are issues. Apparently, I'm just glancing over here because I hope you'll forgive me for this. It's a rather complicated position. This move is possible, and which invites e5.
Yeah.
And after e5, the following sequence can happen. So e5 takes, and then suddenly the rook is hanging, as I mentioned. So
Can he try to run to the queen side with his king? Maybe
how?
Well, just maybe even by giving up the pawn on g7.
But you're going to get mated very quickly.
It's going to. Can we look?
Yeah.
Just to.
Yeah.
To get an idea of. Okay, let's say knight c6.
Ah, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess.
You take.
I see. You're just going to do that. Yeah. Okay. So I'll take that.
Yeah, because castling is impossible because of knight.
Yeah. Okay.
c6 and
no. If you castle, you can castle. Castle. Try it.
I can.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that castles queen takes a6 is possible.
That's a lousy one. Well, we should show this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Queen takes a6, and now you shouldn't take back. Yeah. So if you go back one move. Knight takes d4, you can play, and then I've got rook takes e7.
So this is the kind of stuff that he's looking at in.
I mean, this is just it's just hell to play such variations without knowing. Yeah, so knight c6, rook takes g7, and castles is no good. Actually, it doesn't even mention this. I'll show you something else. Put castles down.
Here?
Yeah. And apparently knight b5 is very strong, although God knows why. Takes. Can you just make the move? If you don't mind.
Sorry.
Yeah. Takes. Queen b8. Yeah, rook takes e7. And if you take, with the knight takes d6 check. King takes, and you can even play bishop a5 check. That's. That's not what you want, or maybe not exactly what you want with black.
It's hard to deny that the white's pieces are well positioned. That's ready for an attack.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
You do not want this sort of position up against a half-decent attacker. Never mind a decent attacker. You know.
So here we understand why Hikaru Nakamura is spending so much time.
Yeah.
And he's well, this is an apt moment for a question from Yonset, who wonders if Caruana's opening choices so far haven't been the best, and that this explains his lesser result. Well, today he's onto something.
I've not liked his black choice. I mean, his Queen's Gambit accepted. He's been suffering practically all the time.
Yeah, this is where you criticized him and even called him an accountant.
Was that the?
No, that was the Petrov.
That was the Petrov. So he's had very, very negative chess with black, and has been suffering.
Well, today he's showing that there's real.
Okay.
You need some help from your opponent.
But it's different when you have that extra move and it's a sharp position. Then you go for it. But this other choice, I think they're poor psychologically.
Yeah.
is that the best he's got to head for some position with an inferiority? Why do you want to go for that from the first move? I have no idea.
Well, let's make a quick round, Nigel, just to see what's going on. So we start at the top, Karyakin against Fashela Graf.
Yeah, this looks good for black already, because I think he can just take on d5. Well, actually either move is possible, but I would play maybe knight takes d5 and bishop f5 and start an attack against the c pawn. So knight d5, we just go like this.
And pressure on the c pawn.
I guess he has to play something like rook e1.
And you mean
but just a position like this, even I'm not that struck on it. You've got to play f4 there, I suppose. May still be possible to play f4 with the idea of f5. Although it's taken. I'm not that impressed with White's position. I think it's not a way to play for an advantage.
Okay, so Hikaru has made a move. He's played knight c6.
Well, this could be very, very risky indeed.
And he's immediately taken. So now he has to show why he chose knight c6. What does your engine say about the position after rook g7?
Well, it says he has to be bloody careful, actually. That's what it says.
In several languages?
It does, yeah. Couple of moves. Well, actually, even gives one move I can't understand at all. So I'll ignore it and say it's not going to be humanly played. Actually, curiously, Komodo's now giving castles as being possible. Castles queenside as being possible. I have no idea why. But let's have a look at the other moves.
Other moves or games?
Knight takes d4, and just holding this with rook c8. But why do you want to play a position like this with black? I could get very nervous with a rook on the 7th rank in a position like that. But who knows?
Yeah.
The other possibility is knight e5 could be played instead of, but that looks very risky because you're tied to the bishop's defense. So knight e5, queen g3. That's very dangerous.
It's a difficult decision to
queen,
make.
Bishop f8 loses on the spot, so knight takes e6. So these are standard ideas with the... Yeah, and that's just game over if that comes in. So
so a very dangerous position for Hikaru.
I'm not saying he won't find his way out of here, but this moment
he has castled queenside.
He has castled. Well, that is very interesting. So why not queen takes a6? Is that a lousy move? Yeah, it's a lousy move apparently. So because of knight takes d4, rook takes e7, and rook takes h2, and black is better.
Okay.
Obviously.
If you say so. Okay, let's have what's Levan-Aroni. Okay, so
you Patser, couldn't you see that? I've got no. Oh dear!
I forgot about the pawn on h2. So his knight has reached d4.
Yeah, so
Wesley
queen
says.
a6 doesn't work apparently.
Yeah. Okay, so this is
But
Stefan Aronjan's position, the leader.
Yeah. But knight db5 is supposed to be good, actually, the previous move. So what did he do? He went takes, knight e5, rook c8. Yeah, and as I said, he put the knight back on c5 because he's going to challenge bishop here. Bishop can come to a4 as well here, and that's one possibility. Just a little disturbing there. So if here, I'm guessing he may just come in.
But you can play rook c1, I guess?
You can play rook c1, but after rook c1, knight d4, b3 attacks the knight on d4, and it's very difficult to do anything in a bit. If you have to take this, then you have no control at all over the d4 square, and you've got no obvious play as well.
Yeah. And if you put this one here.
Yeah, maybe you should put it on g4. By the way, you can put it on g4, but then rook c6, so it perhaps doesn't help, or even rook c4.
So Wesley plays on, but it's difficult. To see if he's achieving anything.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then the next one was Vladimir Kramnik against Anish Giri.
Yeah, well, this is really weird. I just think this is better for black. I've actually had similar positions with black in blitz chess. Look at the position of Bertrand.
Yeah.
Bertrand Bishop.
Locked in a cell.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
this is the position. And why would black be worse?
I don't get it at all. I think I would take black.
Okay.
In this game.
And then finally we have Fishy Anand against Magnus Carlsen, where a number of things happened. Where did we leave off? b5, back.
Yeah.
Takes those nice e-pawns.
Yeah. But the knight on h5 is not doing very much at the moment. This one looks a bit better for white. Is that it? Is that what we've got?
Yeah.
Just feels slightly better. I guess he's going to have to take with the take on d4.
On d4,
yeah.
Then how do you take back?
Well, I'd take with the e-pawn. Don't think the knight coming to f4 is that catastrophic. F4, yeah.
You want to have it there?
You can do it, yeah. King h2 even. And you can look to evict the knight. Sometimes the knight on f4 is really very, very powerful indeed. But Fishy's got some control of the a file.
And then the question is what he should play for.
Yeah, well, I don't know. He's just small plus.
Yeah. Okay. Let's take a break on that note.
Yeah. After the first hour.
After the first hour.
Yep. And we welcome questions. You're encouraged to send in questions to where?
To. Wait. We have another one. So you can also watch us in Patagonia. That's good news.
In Patagonia.
Patagonia. We were talking about Patagonia not that long ago.
Yeah. Have you read that? Bruce Chatwin's?
Oh yes.
In Patagonia.
In Patagonia, great book.
It's a great book.
Yep. Very nice book, Bruce Chatwin.
Yeah.
So stay with us. Also
buried in Greece. Buried in Greece. That's where I'm going to be buried.
Yeah. next to Bruce Chatwin.
Yeah.
So keep
Carver
watching. Also in
Carver
Patagonia,
yeah.
we'll be back soon. All games still in progress. Last round, Altibox Norway chess, and yeah.
There are a million reasons to walk through our door. Important or not, here are some more. Is it the smile that greets you, or the view outside? The 24-hour room service, we let you decide. Do you need to escape? Simply get away. To work when it's night, and sleep when it's day. Relax, unwind with the people you love. Maybe that's your reason, and none of the above. To visit something old, or discover something new? Our local knowledge will show you what to do. Passion is a word we choose to live by. Passion in our service, food, and even our goodbye. We have passion in everything we do, and whatever your reason, we'll take care of you. Clarion living, not just staying.
Inspired by the city of Ålesund, the Scandinavian Art Nouveau capital on the west coast of Norway, the Fondorn timepiece, an elegant, high-quality watch with clean lines and Art Nouveau-inspired dial, protected by a beautiful sapphire crystal. The slim, surgical steel case contains a premium Swiss movement. It's water-resistant up to 5 ATM. Elegant yet strong. The Fondorn timepiece comes in 4 different color options and is delivered to you in a beautiful wooden box.
Good afternoon, we're back, and with me here is Benedicte Westerskog, a member of the organizing committee of Altibox Norway Chess. Benedicte, this is the 5th Norway Chess, a landmark that is being celebrated with a tournament of unusual strength, probably the strongest tournament in several decades. How has it been so far? I mean, what kind of an experience has it been?
So far this year or so far in general?
You choose.
Well, I mean, so far this year it's been really great. It's been really good because now it's, like you said, it's our 5th year, so we have some experience.
Yeah.
So I think for every year that passes by, we improve, and the whole structure and the way we organize things are better each year. And I think too, for everyone involved, players and the team around them, and everyone really involved, they feel the same way.
Yeah. Well, you don't have a chess background. Well, in fact, well, maybe the great thing is that only one board member has a chess background. The others are organizers, and.
Yeah, I think that's actually a strength of ours, that not all of us are from really, or do have a chess background, because we're focused obviously on the chessboard and what's happening around there.
Yeah.
But that's not the only thing that we're concerned with. We want to make this something unique, create an experience, not just a tournament.
Yes.
And that's why we managed to think a little bit outside the box, maybe, compared to others.
Yeah, to take a fresh look at something that others have been looking at for so long, and maybe lost that freshness.
Maybe, yes. But of course, it's important to have someone with us that has a lot of chess experience and are really into chess, and so for sure we have that. So
yeah, of course
there's a mix there.
Yes, yes.
And
well, now you've experienced chess players for some years now. Do they still surprise you occasionally? What kind of people are they?
You know what surprises me every single year, really, is that they are so friendly and down to earth, and they really just love chess so much. They love what they do, and you can really tell from when they're here.
Yeah.
They're under so much pressure, and they compete against the best, and it's tough for them. Like, they're in a tough competition, but at the same time, they feel, or look at least, relaxed and like they're enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
So for me, that's a positive thing that keeps surprising me.
Yeah. Do you think that might be connected with the fact that these are simply the best players, that they have extra qualities that makes them this kind of easygoing persons, outside the competition?
Because they have these chess qualities?
I don't know, because they're great stars in this field.
Yeah, they are. So I would expect them to be more, not as relaxed or down to earth, but they're really social people and humble. And I think it's really nice. It's really nice to work with them, and also they know each other well, and they know us now as organizers well. So it's like we managed to become a small family over here, because we spend so much time together during these 2 weeks we're here.
Yeah.
And that's why we kind of connect, and it's fun.
Well, it's no secret that this tournament was created because of Magnus Carlsen, his successes.
Sure.
It's more or less built around him. This year, last year he won finally, and now this year he's in crisis again. I mean, how does that affect the tournament? Is that a blow for you guys, or?
Well, you're right. We started out because of Magnus is obviously a Norwegian, and we thought that there should be a tournament, or Kjell, the founder, thought that there should be a tournament like this in Norway. And we started because of him, but him doing not as great in the tournament doesn't really affect us that much, because he will still come back, I think. It just gives him spirits to fight even harder next year. And also what we try to do is build the other players up. Like, like we try to give them equal amount of time, so that the Norwegians can get to know them even more, not just Magnus.
Yeah, because he cannot operate in a void. He needs rivals, and those rivals, they need to have stories.
Right.
As we saw in the match in New York, that suddenly everyone in Norway knows Sergei Karjakin
Yes,
now.
yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
I think that's fabulous. And of course, everyone here in Norway knows Anand because
Sure.
So it's good. We try to pay a lot of attention to the other players as well.
Then, together with Norway Chess, as if that isn't enough work, you also organize, well, I mean, the same team, well, minus the chess person, I guess, organizes the Norway Summit, which is it's a mix of conference, for TED Talks, get-togethers, brainstorms.
Yes, it's really a conference that we had for the first time last year. We had a pilot last year. And really it was just founded because we realized that in the world of chess there are so many amazing people, talented, smart people that do other things than just play chess or follow chess. And what we wanted to do is try to bring these people here to Norway, to Stavanger, to share their knowledge and what they do in their daily lives. And so therefore we founded Norway Summit, and we had actually our second conference a couple of days ago. And it was really a great success. And the conference does not have anything to do with chess, except from the connection, that we make with the people that get here to talk. And the conference doesn't have any particular field. Like, it's not a tech conference. It's not a financial conference. It's not a petroleum conference. It's really a conference for people from various industries. And what we aim to do is try to connect businesses here in Norway with businesses and innovation ecosystems around the world, especially Silicon Valley and also Israel, which is huge outside of Silicon Valley. I think Israel is the biggest innovation ecosystem in the world. And so we try to build these bridges so that more business can be done.
And then you think it's a perfect match with a chess tournament too? Yes,
it is actually. We have amazing people that come to Norway Summit, and it's much due to Norway Chess.
Well, Yuri Milner was one of the starts.
Yes, we had Yuri Milner. It's amazing. He flew in on his private jet to come here to talk to us, share his knowledge.
And flew back again with his private jet.
Yes, he did. So we're really grateful, and he wouldn't have come unless it was because of Norway Chess. So that connection is really important.
He's met with Magnus before, and
he's met with Magnus, and they're friends. So it's great.
It was amazing to see the lineup of all the people you had. I must say, very impressive, and the way it's growing so quickly. And well, as it goes with these things, I guess you're working on next year already.
We're always working on next year, even before the events are done for this year. So that goes for both Norway Chess and Norway Summit. We always plan ahead, and we always use the tournament, the timing of when it's happening to invite people to come, have a look, and plan for next year.
It's great. I mean, it's clear that you and your team. I mean, you're inspired and enthusiastic about what you're doing. Very easy to be motivated with.
It's super easy. I feel like I have the best job in the world, to be honest. I get to do so many different things, and we have an amazing team, although we're not that many, and it's great. It's really great.
And I saw that with half an eye you were following this game Caruana Nakamura. What do you think? Who's doing fine?
I think it looks like Caruana is doing slightly better.
Amazing. I mean, you're picking up chess so easily. You got some investment suggestions from Yuri Milner?
I won't tell.
I would tell. Okay, great. Benedict, well, lots of luck with both Norway Chess, which we've come to love, and Norway Summit, which is growing so impressively. And well, we will hope to see you back here on the next occasion.
Yes.
Would be great.
Thank you.
Thank you. We take a brief break, and then we'll going to see how well Benedicta had assessed that position between Fabiano Caruana and Hikaru Nakamura. I think she's doing fine.
Let's see.
We'll be back very soon. Oh, let me see. Am I on? Yeah. Yeah. Welcome back again to the final round of Altibox Norway Chess 2017. All games still going, not a big surprise. It's the second hour. Game that we've been looking at with special interest is the fascinatingly complicated game between Fabiano Caruana and Hikaru Nakamura, two American rivals. Hikaru Nakamura had to find an answer to a new opening idea by Fabiano Caruana. He spent an awful lot of time on that, and the feeling is that it remains a very complicated position where Black has to tread carefully, not to...
Black is on a knife edge.
Yeah, so difficult situation.
I'll give some moves because Rook H2 appears to be the best move, and there are very interesting questions here. Like, for example, I just don't get this at all. Rook C1 looks very dangerous. Rook C1. Check. This is just engine analysis, and I can't understand any of this stuff actually. And apparently after this he has to go King B8, Rook takes Bishop, and Rook F8. Well,
to go after the bishop on F1.
And this is allegedly playable for Black, but this...
But it requires a small miracle to find all these moves.
Well, no, I mean, that is just very, very difficult indeed to find this as an idea. And
the pressure on Hikaru only continues to build because his clock keeps ticking, and he's under half an hour now.
I mean, to play in a way like this, where you're just a piece down, and saying, well, I'm going to have threats with knight G8 or whatever his threat is, or knight G4 with some mating possibilities. It's White's move. It's so difficult to choose a continuation like this.
Yeah. Well, the moment, even if you go Rook H2, you may think, okay, that's what I'm going to do, but am I stepping into a minefield?
I mean, it's incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
So let's have a look.
Well, first we have we have a draw.
You have a draw.
Sergei Karyakin and Maxim Vashela-Graf, they have drawn their game. Not a great sensation. I mean,
not
thought it was
not
quite soon. It was nice for Black.
Yeah, and apparently, I see at this moment the position was very precarious for White here. Black should have played F5 and E4, getting some positional trumps.
Yeah.
That would have been unpleasant, apparently. Just Rook D2, and Black can play King G7 or H5, stuff like that. King G7. And this is just a clear advantage for Black. Might not be so easy to win this position, but but Black is very, very passive indeed. So that's
Oh,
I,
they enter without knocking,
right,
as they say.
okay, yeah.
And they are very welcome, kicking me out.
Right, so you've been evicted again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's Maxime Fishy-Lagrave and Sergei Kayakin.
Yeah, okay.
Hi, Maxime. That's good. No, it's fine. No.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Are we on? Are we on
cannot
air?
switch this off.
Let's say we are. Good. Okay. So obviously the first draw of the day with Sergei Kayakin and Maxime Fishy-Lagrave. Maxime, it looked as if anything, you had the better of this position. Is that correct? I should confess that we have not been concentrating so much on your game because there were some interesting things going on elsewhere, particularly with Hikaru Nakamura. So
Yeah, basically it was all prep up to here. I mean, I don't think I probably have 95, but I mean, this position is just very comfortable, and the point is, if white goes rook f1, this would be catastrophic, as rook c8, rook f2, and now e4 followed by e3.
Right.
Just wins on the spot.
okay.
So Sergei tried, and I mean, after e5, I really thought bishop e4 was going to be played, and I mean, then maybe it's still a little more pleasant for me, but it's definitely on its path to a draw. And he went rook f2, and well, I was almost sure, because I mean, then he would have played bishop e4 right away, that he blundered that this just wins. I mean, there's just no defense against it.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be some practical chances to defend, but I even doubt that's an option. So, he went bishop e4, and here, I must admit, I played too fast. I didn't adjust.
Yeah.
But I was not sure that this is anything special, because I sort of wanted to get rook b8, rook b5, but I couldn't make that work. And so I thought my best practical chance was just to grab the pawn on d5 and see what happens next. But yeah, this position is definitely more pleasant for me, and a definitely better choice than what I did. The point is, here, of course, I didn't want to repeat moves at first. I wanted rook c7, taking on h7, and there is a rook d4, e4, and try to advance my pawn. Then the pawn moves e4, there's rook h8.
Yeah.
If king g7, rook e8 is fine. I mean, f5, g4.
Yeah.
So, I mean, king f7 runs into rook takes e4.
Okay.
And after king e7, you don't take on f7, because then
The pawn becomes too strong.
but rook h7, king e6, rook h6 is plenty.
Yes, a perpetual attack.
Yeah. And well, basically the same thing if I go rook g4, and that Sergei goes rook h8, king g7, rook a8, and there's plenty of counterplay.
Okay.
So yeah, in hindsight, of course, f5 was a much better try, and yeah, what I would have played if I had been focused enough. Still, I don't think it's. I mean, it's so bad for white, but it's definitely not pleasant to defend.
Right. Sergei, what are your views on
I am very well. I'm very happy that the tournament is finished. Obviously, because
the most important thing, but I know that feeling very well, that to be extremely happy when it's all over.
no, but last 3 games, I mean, it's.
I mean, we're always
it's
happy when it's over, but sometimes we got reason to celebrate, and sometimes we just want to go home.
Yeah, you want the suffering to end.
Yeah, actually today, basically I played terrible, and okay, as Maxime pointed out, I blundered that I don't have rook e2 here, so I played rook e4, and I played bishop e4, and here I expected a5 and e4, and actually I thought that it's quite unpleasant for white. But I mean, of course, it's far from winning, but it would be difficult defense.
Yeah.
That's what
You're suffering for the next few hours after this. So
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, that definitely wasn't wise of me.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, if I didn't think I had chances after rook takes d5, I would have.
You would have gone for that. So I want to ask you guys, well, what do you have lined up next? What are your next tournaments, Sergey?
I think we are both playing in Paris.
Yes, of course. That's
the
right.
Manchester part in Paris. So of course I will play as a local player.
Yeah, the wild card. Is that because you're wild?
I mean, I'm a bit less of a local than last year, where I was playing like 2 or 3 kilometers from my home place.
Yeah.
Now it will be more like 10.
Yeah.
That's a huge disappointment. But I'll have a busy month because I'm playing in Paris. Then immediately the next step of the Manchester in Leuven.
And I'll see you there because I'm the commentator.
Right. And
Both? You mean Paris and Leuven?
No, Leuven. Only Leuven. I'm going home.
And I'll play in Dortmund as well in July. So that's
the Kramnik Memorial Tournament.
I think it's actually. I mean, it's actually the case. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I shall try to keep my title, and well, I won't fight him for now for the 10 titles he has, or maybe 11. I don't know.
Yeah. But
I mean, if I keep a 100% track record, it's good as well.
Yeah, that's also great. So, all right. So
let's check maybe.
Yeah, just give me your.
Well, I mean, I should.
Oh, what is this move? I didn't see this. Yeah. Okay.
But it's probably almost.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, it's
a very strange move.
That's the problem when you have to improvise yourself and you're up against an engine, because this move is apparently losing. And it's so difficult.
This move doesn't make sense. Simply.
It's so difficult to make a move like this. Because it just looks like you're losing material.
And what's the difference here? King b8 and rook f8?
You just go king b8
and rook f8, yeah?
And you go rook f8. But I mean, you have to see this, you have to calculate it. White has God knows how many moves in this position.
Well,
and you don't know whether you're completely lost or not. So.
I'm no stranger to playing the knight off, so yeah, this happens from time to time. Otherwise, knight off would just be the best opening of all time.
Yeah, you sometimes just lose. So it's a bit like in the old days with the dragon. These people they would just understand that sometimes you just get mated and that's it, and that's an occupational hazard of playing the dragon.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but knight g8 of course doesn't feel like a correct move.
Yeah.
It just loses. Yeah, I mean there's no question about it. Question is how precise Fabiano will be in trying to convert this.
Yeah. Yeah, and apparently this is the right move.
Well, I'm sure knight a8 is also a decent move.
You reckon? Yeah, probably. Okay, so that would leave with a material advantage.
And Levon is holding comfortably, right? Yeah, it's no question about it.
So you think the tournament is over? Or will be over?
Well, I already sort of thought the tournament was over, but let's not jinx Levon. poor guy deserves a break. So.
Yeah. Okay, gents, thanks again. And for both of you, better luck in your next events.
Yeah. Thank you, and I'll see you in Leuven.
Yep.
Welcome back to the final round of Altibox Norway chess. There was one game, Nigel, that we've been ignoring a bit, where there have been developments. Let's quickly go there. It's Vladimir Kramnik against Anish Giri. We left off somewhere around here.
And
yeah, so it looked okay
promising, but Kramnik has managed to do very well. First of all, he has this undermining move with A3, and this is just making this this pawn chain very, very shaky. Now there is a check, and I think that actually Bishop D6 was a poor move. I have to say it was the most natural move. I've been cheating. I certainly would have played Bishop D6 myself in a game. So I'm not criticizing Anish Giri, but it seems that this was inaccurate. In fact, his position is much more precarious than I had realized. These moves here, takes, Queen E2. And now this edifice is starting to get very creaky, and G6 is a bad move, apparently. E4 is very, very strong indeed. So, I mean, what had we said? That this bishop was
locked up,
and
it's very free again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so instead of Bishop D6, Knight C6 should have been played. So in this position,
yeah, and
Knight
that's
C6.
and I understand why he didn't do that, because of Bishop B5. It's not a very obvious move to play. To be quite on, you know, I mean, maybe Queen C7 there is all right. Although E4 becomes possible. E4, A6 perhaps.
Then you go back?
No, I think you have to take.
Ah, you have to take.
Yeah. And then maybe Bishop F4. I don't know, Queen B7, or maybe you can do something else. Yeah, okay, Queen B7. And with a complicated game.
Yeah.
But
now,
but now he's apparently completely smashed, because the whole edifice is creaking.
So if you go to
G8, Knight G4 is awkward. Oh, he's gone to E7.
It's gone to E7, okay.
Knight G4 threatening Queen takes E4. That was the idea. And now it's a question of whether F3 or A takes B4 first. F3.
That's what you like best?
Yeah. I play Knight D2.
Just to get rid of that beastie.
Yeah, I'd go Knight D2. But probably you don't take it, you probably just play Rook E1. And threaten Knight takes F7.
With a lot of pain.
Yeah. He can't hold it together, that's the thing. I mean, Knight D2 would be fine if he had to take.
Yeah, you get some relief.
Yeah. But this way, there are just huge threats all over the place. And Knight takes F7 is a massive threat.
Yeah.
And I don't see any sensible way of dealing with it, to be honest.
That's not possible because of the bishop.
It's getting creaky everywhere. A takes B4 is coming at any moment. And
Can you
also you're
running there is...
Okay, try. If I give you a check.
Have to go to C8, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you can continue. At the moment, I haven't seen what's wrong with that. So that could be.
That's a bit of Fisher random chess.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get back to this one
Yep.
later. Then we have Magnus Carlsen against Fishy Anand. Are they? Well, they have gotten rid of some pawns and pieces.
Yeah, it was actually strategically quite interesting round about here, and looking rather pleasant for Fishy Anand. And yeah, we have some happy singers in the Concerthus.
I think
probably had
a Norwegian has won something.
yeah.
A happy crowd.
Yeah, and yeah, okay. And well, okay, let's not forget that white is a pawn up in this position. On the other hand, the extra pawn is a doubled pawn, and black is very active suddenly. So he has moves like rook a4 to force white onto the defensive. Queen takes b5 is clearly not possible because of rook f2 with catastrophic mate threats. So he just after he's gone rook a3, which is maybe more direct, and I think that Magnus just has enough play here. There's he doesn't really have to worry.
Yeah,
it's not really obvious what white can do.
But definitely far from a second win by the world champion that many people here were hoping for. He will most likely leave this tournament with one win only.
We should look at Levon. And okay, where did we leave it? We left it somewhere around this point, bishop d7, thinking black was doing all right. f3 is to control this square, also to give his king a safe spot on f2, close to the center, close to the center, but still tucked away quite nicely there. And here it's just very, very difficult for white to do anything because he doesn't control this c-file. He doesn't control the d1 square, and black's only problem is an isolated pawn, but he cannot attack it in any meaningful way. f4, g6, that's to give himself some space. e4, double-edged move because, well, okay, rook f6 has been seen, and now he no longer, Levon no longer has that weak isolated d-pawn. So it's gone rook d8, and I cannot see him losing this. Okay, this is a passed pawn. I would be very surprised if it's going to push through in the next few moves. So yeah, I think I think black is doing okay.
Should be a balanced game.
Yeah, I mean, on the other hand, the bishop is protecting it for the moment, and also his rook can now come into the game, but it feels roughly equal.
Well, but there is a pin on the king, so you are threatening to take it.
Rook takes d5. I'm not actually threatening rook takes d5, am I? Yes, I am.
So you have to do...
Rook takes, bishop takes, king e3, rook f5. So, yes, there is a threat, and probably, king e3 or something like that, or king g3 I'd probably play. I think I'd play king g3 just to...
protect the...
That's it. You know, and then I'd bring the rook into the game.
Yeah. Shouldn't forget to give the answer to the quiz, yesterday's quiz, and announce the winner. But first, I want to say something. I mean, when we're talking about this being the last round, the Jubilee, there were various, more than various emails that were coming in, people saying nice words, and here is one small point of criticism from James Kelly, who said that it was frustrating a bit that we were asking for questions and found little time to answer all of them. There is some truth in that. We tried.
Yeah.
Occasionally,
we have read out quite a lot of the,
yes.
We have received a lot, so we try and choose the best ones. So.
Yeah, but sometimes, James, then suddenly there's too much going on, and then often we kept those questions as some fallback option. But so we're going to deal with your question now, quickly. The question of James Kelly is to Nigel. So if you had to play the two final games of your life, one is black and one is white, which openings would you bank on and why?
So it depends what you're playing against. So if I'm black, what is my opponent's first move? You know, I mean, I could... So...
No. Well, probably he says, in fact, you can choose whites. White. I mean, would you love to play a King's Indian with black in your last...
in my life. So I'm on my deathbed.
Yeah, but still quite capable to play a game of chess.
Yeah.
And eager to.
Eager to play. I want an Evans Gambit. Can I have an Evans Gambit?
With black?
With white.
Oh, with white. Okay, you want to play...
an Evans Gambit with white.
Yeah. Okay, and then with black... I mean,
with black, what's
What were the openings that you have the fondest memories of?
Nimzo Indian.
Nimzo Indian?
Yeah, good opening.
Healthy stuff.
Yeah, it's a good opening. Yeah, not too wild.
Okay, so that's that, James. Well, we hopefully will find time to do some more questions later on. But first, we're going to do the quiz, and there. The question yesterday was, there have been, apparently the Gioco Piano, the Italian game, was the most popular opening in this tournament. Not too long ago, a book was published by New in Chess, which was called The Slow But Venomous Italian. And the question was, which of the participants in Norway Chess wrote the foreword to that book?
Yeah.
And barely had I asked the question, or there was an avalanche of emails in my mailbox. And indeed, it's Anish Giri, who has played the system himself many times, who, as one of the best theoreticians in the world, is obviously an authority, and he wrote that. So Anish Giri is the answer, and the winner... where do I have it? I thought did I? You have the winner? Yes, the winner is Jari Pietilä.
From where?
Is that Finnish? Would be my guess.
Could be.
Could
Who
be.
knows? Who
Yeah,
knows?
we had the fantastic football player Jari Litmanen, who was from
right.
Finland,
Right, okay.
playing for Ajax.
The LAs are quite common, aren't they, with the end of the at the Finnish names? I don't know.
In any case, Jari, you're the winner of the one-year subscription to New in Chess, both paper and digital. You don't have to do anything. We will contact you and let you know. Well, we'll ask for your address and more. So that was that. We don't do a new question today because we won't be here tomorrow.
Right.
And we will go back to the games.
Yeah.
And there we want to know what's happening in Caruana Nakamura. How is
Oh, right. How's that?
Hikaru Nakamura?
Oh, he hasn't moved, has he? He's got...
Okay, so that's...
So he's out of his theory. So basically, Hikaru now knows he's played a bad move because he's not one of the first engine choices. That's
pretty cynical, but probably it's very close to the truth.
No,
yeah.
It's like with so many jokes, there is a large element of truth in them. So.
Yeah. No, that's true. So, let's wait for Fabiano's response here. Wesley So indeed went to G3 as you suggested, Nigel. So we have to see what Lavanarogna will do.
Yeah,
and
so
Anish Giri, he has
stuff.
gone to D2 with his
Yeah.
knight, FE1 as you said, and Rook D8.
And King T8. So we've basically
King D8. So
we've basically got the
idea that we looked at.
yeah, and this is already apparently completely winning because there are various blows which was, after a refreshing beer were beyond me. One possibility is, this is quite interesting. Bishop D7, did you see that one?
Ooh. That's what he played.
No.
That's the suggestion of the...
And that looks pretty unpleasant because if you take knight takes f7, I can even take here. And after this, queen takes. These are my own moves here.
Matey.
You like that? Good, eh?
Yeah, goody.
Yeah.
Well, so
bishop d7 is apparently completely crushing, but it's not the only move. Bishop f4 is another strong move, threatening knight takes f7 check.
Yeah, so the only thing Anish Giri can hope for now is that White has so many options that he mixes up things.
Yeah, and apparently there's another. I'm just glancing at this. This one is winning as well, but this is a variation on a theme. Knight takes f7 with this double attack.
Yes.
It's less impressive, but also possible. So very interesting. So Anish lost his first game, and it's possible he's going to lose his last game. It's sort of bookends. Really.
Yeah. It's lousy to start with a loss, but it's probably even lousier to go home with a loss. He won 2 games in between, but that will feel like poor comfort today.
Yeah. So we've got some more moves from Fabzy.
He's started
Fabzy
moving again.
Baby. Yeah. So he went knight a8, and then what was the last move? He played king b8.
So after the
knight b6,
knight g8, 8 by black. He went knight a8.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a
And
going there.
and this is apparently nowhere near as good. Oh, we have a
another?
Fishy. We have a Fishy. So that's brilliant. Come and join us, Fishy.
Okay, I'll wait.
Yeah. Sorry, we were looking at exciting things
This.
elsewhere, and
Are you alone or?
yeah. Well, we haven't.
He's there. Okay.
We haven't seen a lot of Magnus.
Let's
in
see
the
if
last
he
few
comes
days.
later.
So
If you sit here, that's easy.
come and snuggle up, Vishy. So a draw with the Weltmeister, the world champion. Looked as if you were a bit better at some point, Fishy. Is
Yes.
that right?
That was my impression as well, but Magnus himself said afterwards that black has a surprising amount of counterplay. So I think we both felt white was better, but it was harder to prove than anything else.
Yeah. So
Okay.
where did you think you were
Well,
on top?
there are some critical decisions, but I don't really see how I could make progress without this.
Yeah.
And I think this is also useful because it takes away the F4 square from him permanently. So we got a fairly, maybe I rushed it with rook a6, maybe I should do this with much more subtlety, queen b3 first or d4 first or something. No, I can't play d4 first, maybe queen b1.
Yeah.
Well, queen b1 looks artificial, so let's say queen b3, the threat is d4, but anyway black is very solid, so
Yeah.
I felt that this couldn't be the problem.
Yes.
And here it was annoying because my first idea was to just play. I mean, when he played
E5.
all this, I was quite surprised because I thought e5 and that knight is getting into trouble. But of course, exactly now that knight is released. And the thing is, he's always swapping a pair of knights. He's playing h5 or knight g5 or knight f5, knight h4. And even if I win a pawn somewhere, it's not enough. So I did this, and he gave the pawn right away. I went rook c6. He said he wanted to do this. But this actually is a trap. I go rook f1, he goes knight takes e4, and I have knight d2.
Aha.
So, but once, I mean, he did this. I mean, maybe the computer will show me some accurate way, but I couldn't see how to get something after this because he has too much, counterplay.
Yeah.
And this queen is lodged quite badly on g3. I don't know where to go or how to do this exactly. I didn't really see a way.
Yeah. No. I must admit that we haven't given your game the maximum attention. Normally we would, of course, Vishy, but I just had a brief look earlier, and it didn't seem to indicate you were missing very much. Certainly not at this point, because black seems to be very active.
Yeah, and so in the end, the only thing I could hope for was rook a4.
What's wrong with rook a4?
Well, wrong is maybe a strong word, but I wanted to do this. Rook takes b4 and rook c6, and I thought this can be unpleasant for him. I mean, at the least I will win a pawn. I don't know if it's much, but it's something.
And if rook b2 there? You
First
go
of all, there's
rook,
king h2 and rook g1.
but you go rook f1 instead. Is that right?
Well, I wasn't sure about the ending. b4, rook d6,
b3.
b3. I have to come
Go
right
back.
back, and then something like e5. And I don't. And if he plays g5, my king doesn't even have a way out actually.
Right.
And if he plays rook b1, b3, I can never. Rook b1, b2.
Yes.
I can never approach.
Right.
So it might just be a kind of fortress.
Okay.
But he has to do it like this. If I can. Okay. But I thought that, and anyway, rook f1. I don't know if I have much more than king h2 anyway.
You're right. Okay.
And there might be rook f1, rook a. But I wanted to play king h2. So rook f2, I go rook g1. and if rook d8, then rook a1.
Okay.
And then a rook a7, maybe a rook c7 somewhere. Maybe I'm grasping at straws, but it could be something.
Yeah.
But rook a3, the problem is now any queen g4, it's always met by rook e3.
Yes.
And I think I don't have anything really here, so we repeated it 3 times.
Yeah. Okay, and how are your feelings overall on the tournament? Slightly disappointed?
Yes, I mean obviously one doesn't dream of -1.
Yeah.
Well, it was really a bad start. So under the circumstances in this kind of tournament, I think this is a reasonable recovery.
Yeah.
+1 in the last 5 games.
Yes.
It's fine, but I shouldn't keep starting with -2.
Indeed. So, are you also off to?
I'm off to
Paris.
No, I'm off to Leuven.
Leuven. I'll see you there.
You're coming there. Good.
Yeah. So great. Look forward to that. Thanks for your views on today's game. I just one general question because Vladimir Kramnik made an interesting comment. I don't know whether he was just being bitchy or not, but he said that Magnus. He thought Magnus should vary his openings or improve his openings a bit. Do you think he's becoming a bit predictable with going e5 on such a regular basis, or you think it's a reasonable choice what he's doing?
It's an interesting observation. I'll have to give it more thought. The point is, there are no superficial explanations. If it is, it has to be quite deep. You have to see why he's playing the same opening for a while.
Yeah. I mean, obviously he's done a lot of work on these.
That's the obvious thing. I mean, he must be quite confident in e4, e5, but he struggled nonetheless. I don't know. It's an interesting observation.
So could be
that
something.
He might just be his style might be changing.
Yes.
He's shedding his skin or something. I don't know. But I'll have to think a bit more about that.
Yeah.
I mean, superficially it seems right. He's sticking to stuff more than he used to.
Yeah.
But within that, but Magnus' ability was always that it didn't matter what he did.
Yeah.
Because he could conjure up some in-game magic anyway.
Yes.
So under the circumstances, I don't see that approach is blocked.
Yeah. But that hasn't happened here. Anyway, Fishy, thanks for the comments and congratulations on a recovery after a difficult start, as you mentioned, and all the best.
Thanks.
Take a short break.
Welcome back to Altibox Norway Chess. As you can see, we're joined by Magnus Carlsen, the world champion, who just drew his game with Fishy Anand. Fishy Anand has provided some details about the game. Obviously, Magnus, we are curious what was going on with you the past week. We saw you in great shape at the Blitz tournament, and then things just didn't go as we expected them to go and as you expected them to go. When did you feel that things were really not going well?
I thought the first 2 rounds were okay. I played not spectacularly, but sort of okay, and I felt okay. But then already during the game with Naka, I was not feeling so fresh in my head during the game, and then that trend sort of continued. I think, the worst was round 5 and 6, because then I really didn't make anything of my 2 whites, and I also, I played poorly, and I didn't feel, very neither motivated or anything. So I think it was just a lack of confidence from the start, coupled with some very decent play from my opponents. That was just not a good combination at all.
But you also were puzzled. You were coming to the game, you were feeling good, and then you sit down, and after 1 hour you feel, well, I'm not really here.
Yeah, it was a strange feeling. Like somehow I managed to build myself up at least a bit for every game, but then it would all disappear very quickly. So it's been a bit better the last two rounds. So like today, I played terribly, but at least I felt okay.
Yeah. Have you had this before, that repeatedly you would have this wish, this energy, this motivation, and then you come and it just leaves you?
Yeah, sort of, but not in the same way.
Well, let's say, when I was talking to Vladimir Kramnik about this, I said, well, he did so well in the Blitz, and he said, well, that's Blitz. That's just automatic reaction, and it's entirely different from. But then still, I can imagine that a Blitz tournament like that gives you confidence. You're speaking about a lack of confidence.
No, not particularly. So, Blitz and Classical are very different things. Basically, I know that I can play, but I'm not so convinced about my ability to win games. And I know that, of course, my instincts are still good in Blitz, but in Classical I'm overthinking things a bit, and it's generally more difficult.
Because I had this theory at the start. You played the Blitz well. In the last round of the Blitz, you play against Wesley So, and he hesitates in a position, and then you just destroy him in that game. And then, he's one of your supposed rivals here, as he's been playing so well in the past year. And then you choose to play against him in the first round with white, intentionally, I guess.
No, I chose to get whites in round 5 and 6. That was what I wanted. I didn't particularly want to play him in the first round, because I didn't have any great ambitions there. Anyway, I thought I would need some time to play myself into form.
But you thought that playing white in 5 and 6 was more important than playing white in first and last round?
Yeah, because I thought at the end, like at the middle of the tournament, I would be in good shape, and
it wouldn't matter that much anymore.
Yeah, but I thought I would have a quiet start, and that would be my time to strike, and obviously that didn't work out very well.
Yeah. Did it come as a surprise to you that suddenly you started losing games.
Yeah.
Because not winning, that's one thing.
Yeah, that's one thing. So, no, I mean, I completely underestimated what Levon was doing in our game. I thought, okay, when he sacrificed, it's probably a bluff is prepared that it's a draw.
Well, you did some calculating, and
yeah, I did some calculating, and then my general hunch was that he had a repetition, nothing more. And of course, then I started to realize that there were a bunch of problems with my position, and then I mean I could have had chances to hold it even at the end, but at that point, I thought I was completely fine, and I played a bit hastily and lost.
Well, let's say at some point it's clear that you've ruined your tournament. I mean, things are not going well. And then there's this additional threat that you might even lose your first place in the world ranking. Did that bother you? Did it play a role? Or no?
I mean, why would I care about losing the first place in the rankings when, I mean, it doesn't come into your mind when you're playing that badly. Like, I mean, I was just thinking, if that happens, it sucks. But most of all, I have to play better.
Yeah. Well. Amid so many great achievements, you've only won Norway Chess once, which is very unusual. I mean, from tournaments that you've played more than once. I mean, you tend to do better statistically. Is there an explanation for that? I mean, people will have all kinds of cheap psychology saying, okay, there's the pressure at home.
Well, I understand that, but I just. I didn't really care about that at all. So it was all sort of in my head. It was all more, I mean, due to the play of my opponents and my own lack of confidence and everything. I never really once thought about what other people might expect or think. I mean, that was completely subordinate to everything.
Yeah, you mean in the end it remains a very private thing. I mean, this is your problem, this is what you have to solve. And the other thing, okay, they're playing their tournament, but what's that to you?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Do you think that, let's say from this negative experience, that you can extract lessons that will help you in the future?
Yeah, probably. But I mean, there won't be some quick fix or anything. I mean, I have to work on it, but basically, I mean, I think I can still play. I mean, I'm sure that I can still play.
Well, we saw yesterday there were signs.
I just have to get my confidence back and yeah. But it has to be said that, I mean, it's a strong tournament. Nobody can win it on demand, but usually, like, even if I play poorly, I'm usually in the upper half, but obviously that didn't happen this time.
Yeah.
What happened, by the way, with, I know this.
Yeah, this one, yeah. You want to, no, it's this one. Okay,
It's this one?
I have to activate it. Which one you want to go here?
Yeah, I wanted to see Kramnik.
Kramnik?
Yeah.
No, he finished already.
He won.
Yeah, he won. Yeah. So let's say after a tournament like this, where it's clear that some repair has to be done, is that something that you deal with yourself, or are there people that you consult, that you want to have?
Yeah, no, obviously I'll speak to my closest confidants, but most of all I have to work on it on my own. But
yeah.
I'm sure I'll get there.
Yeah. It's the third tournament this year that you play and the third that you don't win. Is there a trend, or is this something which we should see totally separate from the other tournaments?
No, obviously there's a trend. Like, in none of these tournaments have my confidence been particularly good. So, I mean, there's a problem, but for every tournament I've come to the tournament thinking I'm going to do well, and then started to think otherwise pretty quickly. So.
Yeah. Is it in fact great that you don't have any break and you can go and play Rapid and Blitz in Paris?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and it's really connected to classical chess only. Like I'm very convinced that I can do very well in Paris, and I'm very much looking forward to that.
Yeah, but still, at the end of the day, you want to do well in classical chess.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just less convinced about it.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much for coming here, and lots of luck with thinking over what went wrong and finding solutions for that.
Thank you.
Because we always like to see you do well. But,
sure.
So thanks a lot, Magnus Carlsen. I think we'll have a brief break, very brief. We'll go off air, then we'll be quickly back with Anish Giri and Vladimir Kramnik, I suppose. So thanks a lot, Magnus, and we'll be back soon.
There are a million reasons to walk through our door. Important or not, here are some more. Is it the smile that greets you, or the view outside? The 24-hour room service, we let you decide. Do you need to escape? Simply get away. To work when it's night and sleep when it's day. Relax, unwind with the people you love. Maybe that's your reason and none of the above. To visit something old or discover something new, our local knowledge will show you what to do. Passion is a word we choose to live by. Passion in our service, food, and even our goodbye. We have passion in everything we do, and whatever your reason, we'll take care of you. Clarion living, not just staying.
Inspired by the city of Ålesund, the Scandinavian Art Nouveau capital on the west coast of Norway, the Fondorn timepiece, an elegant, high-quality watch with clean lines and Art Nouveau-inspired dial, protected by a beautiful sapphire crystal. The slim, surgical steel case contains a premium Swiss movement. It's water-resistant up to 5 ATM. Elegant yet strong. The Fondorn timepiece comes in 4 different color options and is delivered to you in a beautiful wooden box.
we've been joined by Anish Giri, who lost his last round game to Vladimir Kramnik. Anish, you've bookended the tournament, haven't you? I mean, starting with a defeat and
yeah, there is some beauty in that. You could say
some symmetry.
There is some symmetry in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a disastrous day today.
Yeah,
clearly.
it looked like a promising opening for you.
Yeah, I saw
liked it. What you were
sure.
doing.
I mean, I knew that this is possible. I think here actually, and it's very, very ambitious, of course. But I looked at this position a little bit in my preparation a while ago. I remember I tried something normal like this, and nothing really worked for White. I mean, he couldn't refute my setup somehow. I'll just finish my development. And he came up with this very, very dubious, I felt, idea knight c3.
Yeah.
And I could, of course, just play normal like a6, but I wanted to punish him for that, and I think this was okay. But yeah, then after this move, somehow I realized I'm completely lost, or at least close to completely lost. And I really didn't realize what had gone wrong. But after the game,
so the critical phase came incredibly early in this.
Yeah,
this game because it's. So talk us through the features of the position. You've got that space advantage.
Yeah, I just need to finish my development. I just need to castle and I'm winning. Yeah.
If you can castle, you can win. And why are you winning if you can castle?
Well, his knight is okay. Not, of course, I'm exaggerating. I'm just better. I'm exaggerating, of course. I mean, his knight has c5 square, but is still out of the game. His bishop on c1 has no moves, and f3, e4 is very difficult to achieve.
Yeah. Okay.
And now Vladimir will tell us the truth.
Vladimir will tell us everything. Hopefully we'll get him mic'd up in a minute. Jose will do the job up. Very sharp game, Vladimir. Were you confident with this? It looks very strange with your bishop on c1 at this.
Yeah, but frankly, I mean, I don't know why I castled, because I was planning to play b3 anyway against any other move. But I mean, c4, I saw that computer was giving it and actually was saying kind of complicated, more or less equal, but I just thought it's very risky. I was sure nobody's going to play it. So I decided, okay, if I castle first, then b3. And then all of a sudden, very quickly, Anish played c4, and it was a bit annoying surprise because, okay, if it's prepared, position is compared, but I find it dangerous somehow. I mean, here maybe safer was bc4 maybe, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
bc4, knight c3 is this idea, and then rook b1 and e4 just somehow to, I don't know, I feel that it's a bit risky for black, but of course computer will hold everything. Probably he will be doing well here also.
But for human,
it's not. I thought knight bd7 maybe here, but bc.
To be honest, I didn't really consider this. These things didn't seem natural to me. When I was looking at it, I was considering moves like a4, a6, and then I was considering setups with e4. But this knight c3, especially here, it looks insane to me. I mean, at first, I thought it's completely insane. I mean, I was like, how can you play like this? I mean.
No, but the thing is, it's very, White is in big lead of development, and this bishop I can open up with e4,
Right.
But I was not sure, I mean, before
a6 loses a pawn. That loses a pawn.
But this already doesn't matter. After yesterday's game, I didn't care anymore about this.
Here, I didn't like, this.
I don't know if a4 immediately.
But what happens, how do I protect my pawns?
Yeah, that was a bit of an issue, but before in queen c7, maybe, no?
So
but it's easy to lose a pawn, knight e5 or some then rook b1.
a5 I'll go.
Yeah, but a5, rook b1, a5, knight e5, let's say here, yeah. But maybe bishop d6, I don't know, this computerish stuff. But it's tricky, but also I think I have option.
Why can't you play c3? Is that just
with black here?
Yeah.
Because rook b1, knight x3. That was the thing that bothered me.
No, of course it's risky to play like this, but also I thought instead of a4 maybe rook b1 was also interesting.
Now queen c7, right?
Yeah, now at minimum I have a4, and I also thought maybe knight e5 first. I don't know, just to, and then a4. a4 is somehow hanging always, and
Yeah, I saw these things.
Hard to say.
I saw these things. Yeah, this felt very
But
right.
before I thought CB.
feels-
I thought you want to play CB.
Yeah, okay. I mean, of course I can play CB.
But,
it's a very lazy way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I was even saying maybe C3 was interesting, kind of. It's interesting move, C3
Yeah.
actually. But
Yeah.
BA, I didn't see any clear way, Queen B3, A5. But CB, probably CB.
Yeah, but CB is
actually
kind
should be a
of
bit
miserable,
better
no?
for
CB,
white.
CB.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
okay, you are just.
I mean, then I put my knight D3 pawn on F3 and
Okay, this is.
kind
I play C4. I mean, if I
Yeah,
want to
of
equalize
course,
at all
yeah,
place. I mean,
yeah,
if I want to,
yeah,
equalize,
sure.
I played this, of course, to
C3,
take over the initiative.
yes.
And now
To
I
win.
have some.
Just to win.
Well, to win is very far, but to
Yeah, but I mean to
cause
have a sharp
problems.
game. Yeah?
Yeah.
No, I mean here was a critical moment, I believe. I played knight e5 and I
Yeah.
was happy with my position, but then I
Bishop
started
is
to
insane
think
that
about
part,
knight c6.
Yeah.
And I was not so sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
this
bishop
is
b5, queen c7, a3, a5.
Yeah, I had
looks
some
terribly
hallucinations. I
risky.
thought E4.
Yeah, but
and I
e4,
just-
knight e4.
Yeah, but
I
bishop
wa-
d6, yeah, just probably.
Yeah, here bishop d6, but I have a lot of options here, like queen g4, maybe, I don't know. There are some tricks. Because f3, knight d2 probably. I mean, I have play, but it's not so easy. So I was
Could also just be
considering.
good for black. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be. It can if you develop. So I was not sure after e5. I can try to play. No, I thought I can try to play like knight d3 and then knight c5, something like this. Trying just to get the pawn, but it didn't look clear to me. Bishop
Yeah.
d6, knight ac5 here, something like that. And you castle probably.
Jesus Christ, how much better is this position than what I got? Yeah.
Yes, it's a little
unbelievable.
better.
It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. Yeah.
And then I don't know if I maybe can
Probably
take
great.
this
I
pawn
can
on
always,
b4
I can
at
always,
some point.
no, I always.
But even if I take, it's not so easy.
yeah, I mean, sorry. I always go bishop b5 and bishop h2 in the worst
Yeah,
case.
no, but maybe I just play like a first protect the pawn and then I can try. I'm not sure, but it was
That's
very
unlikely.
unclear.
Yeah, queen b6.
Yeah.
I mean, here black is very good, I think already. Well,
No, it can be. Yeah, it can
Yeah,
be
I
perfectly
mean, this is
fine.
it.
For
I don't know
black.
what,
So, unless I have some tactics here. I was thinking about f3 here and e4, trying to push like this, bishop d6,
just
e4.
castle, yeah. Maybe bishop e7 and castle.
Yeah, bishop e7 castle, but okay, then at least I
Bishop
have
f4,
initiative with
bishop
bishop f4 maybe, but maybe bishop d6, I was
E4?
trying to calculate e4 and d4. And okay, I
did
don't
this
have to
FE,
take
yeah?
FE, I didn't see after bishop e5, d5, queen e5. I couldn't see. Okay, I have some kind of initiative, but it can end not well also.
Yeah, if I
And it
castle,
can end
But
quickly as
yeah,
well.
no, but also after taking on e4, I have all sorts of moves like knight c4 maybe. I know it's terribly sharp. Knight
Yeah, but
c4 maybe.
this looks
yeah,
very
yeah,
very
this
interesting
looks
for black.
completely unclear. I mean,
bishop h2 knight h5 even comes to mind.
yes, I
here
mean
this could just be very, very, very good for me.
maybe f4, no, something.
f4 is there, yeah.
I don't know, but maybe you can just castle after knight c4. I mean, I was actually no here f4 maybe still. I don't know. I
Bishop
thought
g3.
yes, maybe I don't know, but I was planning really to start
Yeah, this could be-
calculating
yeah,
variations
you really have
after
to, of course,
knight
yeah.
c6. Really to start
Yeah,
serious thought.
just-
I mean, and then bishop d6 came, and
Yeah, I
I
don't
thought
know.
it was really bad. I mean,
But
bishop
but
d6.
the interesting thing about this position is that strategically, it's actually very bad for you. If
obviously, yeah.
you don't have
Yes, obviously.
something in the next few moves,
Yeah.
if you're not able to somehow exploit the pawns or get in a e4.
Yes, but it's about. I had a feeling that I will manage. I mean,
Yeah.
I will not be left with the bishop on c1, and I will not let black develop castle and resign. I mean,
Yeah.
that was obvious to
Yeah.
me that white
Yeah.
has some play, but of course I was not sure if it's enough. I mean, it's terribly sharp position, yeah. But
Yeah,
but
it would have been a very interesting game also here.
yeah,
'cause,
but I don't know. I had different ideas here. Yes, I mean bishop b5, queen c7,
probably this has to be
a3,
included,
a5.
yeah?
Yeah, I mean this, and now there are some different ways to proceed. I thought. I mean, there is some very risky move f4, very risky, but not so stupid. I mean f4 because knight e4, f5 maybe, and bishop d6, knight c5. I want to take this bishop and then take queen d4, something like this. Of course, it is strategically risky to give the e4 square, but who knows? I mean, I guess you take on c5, dc5, castle, bishop c6, queen d4, something like this.
Yeah, it's interesting. Guess on
You
dark
get
squares.
knight e4.
I have to go bishop d6? Knight e4 is
Knight
tricky,
e4 maybe
f5.
f5, yeah, I was thinking it can be dangerous.
Yeah,
I mean,
in
it's terribly
in the practical game you have, of
complicated,
course, ideas because I'm yet to develop it. But
It's terribly
but this,
complicated.
yeah,
I really don't know
I felt
how
this
to-
was double-edged, but I mean,
Yeah.
this is absolutely not
Yeah,
double-edged. I
after
thought this was
it's
kind of,
just
but it's just
over,
horrible.
Yeah, because knight I just take and and queen e2 and
Maybe
just
I should
push
try
on
to
e4.
please play king e7. I
Yeah,
don't know.
still king knight c5. This I was planning to do the same. Yeah, take and queen e2. This. It should
No,
be
here
better.
maybe,
No,
yeah.
so this takes queen e2.
At least I get a rook out.
Yeah, at least your rook is out, but I think just f3, e4 I'm pushing, yeah. At least you have knight d7. No, you have knight
Even
d7.
knight
Knight d7 you get, yeah, now.
Yeah, but of course, anyway, this kind of position
Yeah.
is already nice for you. You can even
Yeah,
take
it's
it
nice.
e4.
Knight takes e4. Of course, white is better already, but it's
Yeah,
still
because
a
you
fight,
solved
yeah?
all your problems somehow. Your knight is gone, your bishop is developing. Yeah, you
Yeah,
managed-
all of a sudden all my pieces are
yeah.
good. Yeah,
Then
but,
this is almost for nothing basically. Suddenly, yeah.
Yeah.
No, this was
yeah,
complete
but then
misjudgment
after king
on my
f8 was
part. Yeah,
just
complete misjudgment.
nothing anymore to.
Yeah, I was afraid of bishop d7, but then you play bishop f4, and I had to resign.
Yeah,
anyway.
bishop d7. Yeah, I mean now anything wins.
Or
I
check
mean,
bishop d7 or-
yeah, I mean anything wins. Basically,
amazing.
I was even considering to play a4 just to ask you a move. I mean, because you almost have no move. I
Just
mean, maybe rook
too
a7.
sadistic, yeah.
Yeah,
don't,
maybe
don't
rook
be
a7.
don't be that cruel. I mean, it's
Okay,
enough, yeah.
this is just-
a4 is too
Bishop
cruel.
f4.
Yeah, it's good enough.
is-
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, no, it's
just over,
it's
yeah.
interesting because I felt that this was risky, but I thought the game would be double-edged. But yeah, it's unfortunately right away it got not really double-edged.
No, I mean, frankly, I was just lucky. I mean, I got the point for free. I mean,
Sorry
it's-
we'll just do this very quickly because I don't want to torture you, Anish. Because we didn't really look at
Yeah, okay,
this.
for g6 is a disaster.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
g6
G6
is a bad move,
is a
yeah.
poor move
Yeah, after
because
e4
it
it's
allows
just over,
this tiny gambits, and of course the bishop
Yeah, of course, I saw it, of course,
is coming out.
But I thought at least I win a pawn.
thinking
But
king
it's-
g8. I was thinking about king g8 somehow.
Knight
Yeah.
g4 is also
Knight g4, queen e7, but okay, it's.
yeah, no, it's not. It's
Yeah,
not,
it's,
good.
and here f3. Well, bishop e5 was possible. I mean, strangely enough, after d knight d2, I didn't see a force win, but it seems to me f is just crushing.
F
Bishop
is also
d4, king
crushing,
h1
yeah.
is just a crush. I mean,
Oh, queen b6, but knight f7 is nice.
yeah, queen b6, knight f7. Yeah, so knight, no, it's completely.
Yeah, now
over,
it
yeah.
doesn't
Rook
work for
e1.
me by a margin, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, there is nothing even to calculate
Yeah,
here. It's
yeah.
a disaster.
and with this
It's bad if you calculate. It's also bad if you don't calculate. If you just
Yeah.
look at
Yeah,
the position.
here even in fact I could probably say pass and still be winning yeah, instead of bishop
not
f4.
just winning, but completely winning. I think you can just make 10 passes.
Yes, no,
This time
it's
no
just it's completely gone.
Yeah, well,
so-
it's it was. I felt this was not so
Yeah,
bad,
this
and then
knight c6
knight
of
c6,
course
yeah.
is
No,
a-
because
is a crucial
I was thinking
move,
about knight d7. I think then you go bishop b5, yeah, and then I have
Yeah, and a3 first, I don't know, but bishop b5
Bishop b5,
probably,
yeah.
yeah. And because now the problem knight c5 is threatening, yeah. No, I was also
Yeah, no, knight c6
thinking
somehow
here queen c7
yes, but
somehow,
A3,
but a3,
A3 and then
it's
take on
really-
d7.
Yeah, it's really quite bad, yeah. No, I mean you can take with a king then, but I push e4, knight c5 check, and probably
Yeah. Well,
will
here
not end
I
well,
could
yeah.
do this, yeah.
No, but I was planning knight c5 is not taking a
Not
piece.
even to. You just
Not
need a piece,
taking
yeah.
a piece, yeah.
Yeah,
I
probably.
was not sure.
Probably,
yeah.
probably. At least, yeah.
No, it's just over. Yeah, after
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
king
this was,
e7 is the right move, but still. Yeah.
This is remarkably. This is how it should have been.
No,
of course.
actually, now I remember. After king e7, I want to play e4 already with the king on e7.
Here, you mean?
Yes, here I wanted to go e4 because I thought it's even better with the king on e7.
Yeah, I don't want to see this actually. Let's just not look at it. Yeah.
So, Vladimir, a very up and down tournament.
As always
for you.
nowadays, yeah.
That's-
I mean,
Yeah,
my
just-
Shamkir, my last classical chess
Yeah.
tournament was exactly the same. 3 wins, 2 losses, up and down. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, crazy losses, strange wins. Okay,
Yeah.
it's
well, we didn't get to see you yesterday, but my impression was what you were optimistic about your chances.
No, the problem was that I just made a terrible blackout at some point. I mean, I was so angry with myself. I mean, I don't. I understand I cannot do anything about it. It's just a blackout because, I mean, in the critical position when I played bishop d6, of course, the whole line when I was taking on g4, I wanted to play rook d8, of course, which was the right move, and then rook d3. Rook takes d3, knight takes d3, rook e2. Yeah, that was I calculated already taken on g4. Then knight c5, h5. I thought black has some winning chances, but computer says it's a draw. But then, when it came to this, after rook d8, I suddenly realized that there is knight d3. And rook d4 check, king c5, and I'm losing.
Right.
And then I spent like 5 minutes trying to see what to do against knight d3, but I have exactly the same rook e2. I mean, you have to be complete idiot.
Right.
I saw the idea after exchanging rooks, and I just gave. I played a good game. I calculated it all. And then this bishop d6 was a kind of panic move, because knight d3, and for 5 minutes I was trying to find a way, and I totally forgot that I have rook e2, which I saw already. I was so frustrated with it, because when I played it, I saw it, and then I was also worse. Still maybe savable, but I couldn't play anymore. Because I said, okay, this is ridiculous, simply ridiculous. I played a good game, I calculated well, and then instead of getting slightly better endgame with some winning chances, I just got a worse position. Just by some kind of mental blackout, and it was really disappointing.
That's not unusual, isn't it? When people, I'm speaking in general, when people are surprised by something, you miss something in your calculations, and sometimes you don't always find your balance after
but
this.
Here, especially if you miss, I'm used to miss, but I didn't. I saw the idea. So how come it didn't come to mind? It's exactly the same position.
Yes.
So, and I understood it's a very important moment. So I took some time, and then it's just a blackout, complete blackout, and I gave a point. Otherwise it would have been a very good game. Probably would end in a draw with very high quality play from both sides. And like this, you just gave. I have to give him credit. He played a very good game. But from my side,
after a strange opening.
After a strange opening. But it's somehow he was holding by miracle, but everything was not to lose immediately. And then it was a good game. And it looks like, okay, I just made a mistake and he outplayed me. But in fact, when I know myself that I just, did this, I was so frustrated annoying. Because, it's just spoiling a tournament, in a most idiotic way. But unfortunately, it's happening with me from time to time, as we discussed already. And, what can I do about it? It was happening to me even when I was young. You remember I won that mate in one against computer.
Yes.
After 10 minutes thought, So I, unfortunately, from time to time, maybe because of tension, I have this kind of total blackouts.
I have to confirm that young people are also not safe from blackouts. As we can see in today's game. Young people are also not protected from blackouts. Everybody has a blackout.
That is true, of course, but it was, it just came in a most annoying moment, because I was still, I thought maybe I have chances to win. I'm fighting for first place, and then just you lose a position which is seemingly impossible to lose after bishop e5. I could never imagine I can lose it.
Yes.
Okay, maybe not win, of course, but to lose, it seems impossible. And then, like this, especially in such way, it was a difficult evening yesterday.
All right, guys. Anyway, thanks a lot. We will be back for the remaining. How many games do we have? Not too many, because one game. Actually, because
Hikaru is still losing, completely.
Also,
drawn. He's 2 pawns down.
And we'll be back to follow that. So join us in a few minutes' time.
Inspired by the city of Ålesund, the Scandinavian Art Nouveau capital on the west coast of Norway, the Fondorn timepiece, an elegant, high-quality watch with clean lines and Art Nouveau-inspired dial, protected by a beautiful sapphire crystal. The slim, surgical steel case contains a premium Swiss movement. It's water-resistant up to 5 ATM. Elegant yet strong. The Fondorn timepiece comes in 4 different color options and is delivered to you in a beautiful wooden box.
Welcome back to Altibox Norway Chess. There's still one game in progress in the last round of Norway Chess. And it's an important game because it's Fabiano Caruana against Hikaru Nakamura, and Hikaru Nakamura theoretically can still win the tournament.
Yeah, or tie for first.
But doesn't really look that way. He, the engines tell us, and the position tells us that White should be winning. Great play by Caruana.
Yeah.
Very nice preparation. New idea that worked out extremely well.
Yes.
So Wesley So has gone back to the hotel. He, I think he was not unhappy with his 9th draw. Leven Aronian is talking to Norwegian television at the moment. The moment he's ready, we hope to bring him here and to speak to Leven. Till that time, you will say something about in fact, this very interesting position that we have in Caruana Nakamura, and I will check if there's some good questions from the viewers. No doubt there are.
Yeah, I think this is a little tactical idea of Fabiano Caruana. He's put the knight in on e7, and his idea is to play knight c6. And the danger behind this from Black's perspective is if he takes, king takes, this move is a little bit awkward to meet.
Yeah, a painful. Yeah, that would be mate, which ends the game.
Right, that's indeed. That's.
Are you good at adjectives, Nigel? So we have we have an email from Lancelot, who lives at Camelot.
Really?
Apparently, well, that's what he says.
Right. Okay.
And he says now that.
Do you reckon that's a real name?
Camelot. Lancelot. He should be in prison. How can you cheat on the king? You cannot do that. So he says, now that the tournament is almost finished, choose an adjective for each of the players.
Yeah, come on. That's a difficult one, isn't it?
It's difficult. Yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah. Wily Levon.
Wily Levon.
What do you think?
Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who else?
We had Kramnik. Grandfatherly Kramnik.
Yes. So let's get the Wily Levon.
Here he is.
We can come back to this question later. So we'll deal with Lancelot's
I'll create space for 11.
Yeah.
And,
okay.
Stick around a bit.
Great.
I11.
Hi. Yeah. So, are you ready for your equal first in the
Absolutely. The only way I'm going to get the equal first is if
I'm looking
Fabiano
forward to
gets a heart attack.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Which will not happen in the next 85 years.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah. Well, he could lose on time. He's got 13 minutes for his last move,
Yes.
and may take 14 by accident. So.
So happens.
Yeah. Run us quickly through your game.
It wasn't
very exciting. Let's not dwell on it at huge length. The final position
was the most exciting.
Yeah.
I got a bit optimistic at one point.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that maybe I'm actually slightly better, you know, but I'm not never in time. I thought that I'll
you thought
collect my forces and then slowly
you
press.
thought if you put your king on d6, for example, that you're going to
and then change the color of my bishop.
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Then you'd be doing well, but it's not really in the position.
It's not in my power to change the color of my bishop. So the position is
Also, Wesley is an immovable object, isn't he? He has been in this tournament. So expecting to beat him with the black pieces.
No, I don't expect anything.
Yeah, even with the white pieces, it's a hard task in order to
always.
So, congratulations on a brilliant performance. You're second in a row, isn't it? I must say, as a chess fan, as well as a commentator, I loved your games here.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, really, they're very interesting and including a number of the draws where you were creating chances
for my opponents.
For your opponents against Anish,
Yes.
in particular against Anish.
That draw actually woke me up.
Yeah.
I realized that I got to step up because I might lose on time otherwise.
Yeah. So a very satisfying turn of events. So does this run of form now, does it make you think again in terms of World Championship, winning the World Championship?
I never stopped thinking.
You never stop thinking about
never.
it. It's,
If the day I stop thinking about that, I'll probably quit. Or probably it's the day when I will finally become the world champion. One of two.
Yes. So even with disappointments that you have had in the past, you always think that, okay, this is a temporary setback.
Yes.
Now I go on. I like that.
I respect myself so much as a chess player.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm my own favorite chess player. So,
so you're a narcissist, is that?
Absolutely, when it comes to chess. So that's why I can't just expect myself to play badly.
Yeah. Okay. So are we going to see a book of your best games?
Or pictures? I mean, if you're a narcissist, no.
Yeah, your best selfies?
No, not really. Not really. Not yet.
Not yet.
I have a lot to give.
You've got to, So only when you're old and doddery like I am, yes, you'll consider it at that advanced stage. Yeah. Okay.
But I hope I'll have more nice games than you.
Cruel.
I'll definitely include the game that I beat you.
Yeah?
You know, from London Classic.
Oh, no, I've forgotten that game.
I played the very subtle bishop f1.
No, I don't remember that game.
Collapsed at
I can't believe... no, I don't remember that game.
Yeah,
you always remember...
I think you should generally forget the negative experiences, so you're doing psychologically the right thing.
I'm going to publish that game where I beat you with black.
In Rapid.
Rapid chess is real chess.
No, wait, you beat me with black?
I beat you with black.
No, you beat me with white.
I beat you with black.
In Reykjavik.
In Reykjavik?
No, you were black. You were white.
Which game?
You played d4, knight f6, bishop g5, I think, something like that. And you grabbed my pawn and you beat me.
No, it's the other way around.
See?
You've got the colours the other way around.
I have?
Yeah.
I don't think so. But
so one of us is going senile is probably me. So that's.
I have a feeling.
Yeah. Okay. I'll check my database now. We can't remember whether we.
I do remember.
You do remember.
I will not embarrass you further.
Yeah. No, all right. So then you've already done. Okay. Great stuff. Thanks again for being here.
Thank you, Nigel, for your work.
And congratulations on a great performance.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
There are a million reasons to walk through our door. Important or not, here are some more. Is it the smile that greets you, or the view outside? The 24-hour room service, we let you decide. Do you need to escape? Simply get away. To work when it's night and sleep when it's day. Relax, unwind with the people you love. Maybe that's your reason and none of the above. To visit something old or discover something new, our local knowledge will show you what to do. Passion is a word we choose to live by. Passion in our service, food, and even our goodbye. We have passion in everything we do, and whatever your reason, we'll take care of you. Clarion living, not just staying.
Welcome back again to Norway Chess, Altibox Norway Chess. One game still in progress, which may not take that long anymore, although they have just gotten an extra hour. Mm-hmm. So we depend on the players in that sense. Hikaru Nakamura fighting a hopeless fight, Nigel?
All I can say about this position is that Hikaru must be very, very angry indeed.
That he's still sitting there.
Because, I mean, actually, nobody would play on this
this position, it is so utterly lost without even a hint of hope.
Which just gives us some indication of his disappointment.
No, he's fuming.
Yeah.
He's totally fuming at this point. So, I mean.
And let's not forget it's against Fabiano Caruana. He has. Well, there have been moments when Hikaru has criticized Fabiano for changing federations, first going from the American Federation to the Italian Federation, then coming back again. And he felt that was, I don't know if he used the word opportunistic, but that was a bit the suggestion. So there is some friction between the two.
Right.
And that probably also plays a role. Okay, while we still have time, Nigel.
I think Hikaru. Let's face it. He was the early. He was the early leader.
Yeah.
In the event, and quite optimistic. I think
he was doing very well. Yeah.
He was doing very well, and to finish with a defeat is painful, and it's going to cost him some money as well, isn't it?
Yes, it's.
How much is it going to cost him?
Well, he has to share with Kramnik now, and let's say it's. Well, in fact, it doesn't cost him that much money.
Right. Okay.
In the end,
so
of
anyway,
course, he would have preferred to be in second place alone, or even to tie with 11. So in Mexico, people are watching us.
Jose Feria, is that? And
I think Jose
with the dog. With the dog.
Yep. And there's another one.
Yeah. Oh right, from Thailand. Oh great.
So it's not only in Bali that you can enjoy both the sun and a nice drink.
Yeah,
and
that's
chess.
great.
Thank
Wonderful.
you guys. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And here's. Yeah, here's a question also from Mexico, from Acapulco. Alejandro Ortiz.
Yeah.
Who wonders how you should follow live chess tournaments, and he indicates that
in a jacuzzi. In a jacuzzi. That's
Alejandro.
With a large gin and tonic.
He can't do it as much as he'd like because of work. That goes for many people, Alejandro.
Yeah.
So the only solution there is just try it as much as possible anyway. And jacuzzi has been suggested by my colleague, Mr. Short. We have seen beds, we have seen tables on the beach.
Yes.
Many different options there. And make yourself comfortable and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there something else with the rankings? Actually, the international live. Give us the live rankings.
Yep. So Magnus Carlsen, crawled back a bit after all the points that he was spilling. He's he's in first place, 28-22. Vladimir Kramnik, he overtook Wesley So it's Vladimir Kramnik.
Okay, so if Hikaru Nakamura would win this game,
he would be in fourth place, I guess.
Yeah, he would overtake Fabiano Caruana.
And now...
And this is looking unlikely in this position. Even if Fabi blunders a rook, he's not going to lose.
No.
This one. A rook and a few pawns, he's still not going to lose it.
No.
And 3 pawns.
So Caruana will gain points. But as Magnus Carlsen, who was here, we spoke with him, he said that losing the first place in the world rankings wasn't really on his mind when you're playing so badly as he was playing.
Yeah.
Yes, which may be true, which may not be entirely true, because I think if you've been in first place for such a long period, then, I mean, he doesn't want to say in 3 years from now, well, I was number one all the time, except for that and that month. It's just annoying.
And there's a comment on your interviewing technique here, Dirk-Jan, from Jovanka Huska, she says, it looks like you have turned into a therapist with your delicate treatment of Magnus Carlsen. That's some shrinking psychotherapy.
She thought that I should have given him a tougher treatment.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for that, Jovanka, my teammate, England teammate.
Yes, England. Yeah, okay, well this is, let's say people often mention your game against Timman with the King's March, Nigel, but is that your all-time favorite game, or is there another game that is your all-time favorite?
I've played loads of good games, honestly.
That's not the question.
I played it. You've got to buy my DVDs, Nigel Short's Greatest Hits. Those are the things you should. I've got some good games there. But actually, I have literally hundreds of good games because, well, I've played thousands of games and I've played a lot of crap as well. But if you have, if 1 in 10 of your games is good, that's a pretty substantial selection overall over a career.
But still there are, let's say, games that stand out because something unusual happens, which
lots of them and it's about time I start writing.
Okay.
And I may still do it. I've been talking about it quite a lot recently, but maybe I'm going to do it finally.
The way it looks now, there's not going to be a tie-break, so
I can start this evening.
You can start this evening.
Yeah. So what's happened? Have we got? What's happened to? I need to get the camera up. What's going on at the board here?
Are they still there? Or?
Well, that's my question because I can't really understand.
You think
why is he just sitting there?
Well, probably maybe thinking about other things than the game, or
he's looking to the side. He's a very angry man indeed. But just
he's waiting for us to leave and then sneak out of the.
Okay, but I mean honestly, a little bit of sulking is all right, but. Time just to get on with it. Everybody would like to finish, and sitting there is not going to help anyone's cause.
Yeah, you mean it's just his, not being capable to deal with the disappointment at the moment.
It's petulance. Actually, it's petulance.
Well, he must have thought, okay, it's not very. Likely, but there's still a chance to fight for first place. And then he was hit by this novelty that.
He wasn't able to cope with the difficulties. So
no.
It was Fabi at his best. He's very dangerous in these Sicilians. I wouldn't like to take him on.
No.
In a sharp Najdorf, to be honest.
No, especially with
looks like he's got a lot of these ideas up his sleeve.
Yeah. Carrying bombs all the time.
And you're suddenly going to get dragged off into some very sharp variation where you've got a narrow path to escape. Come on, Hikaru. Do the manly thing.
Well, here's a question from Sheikh Mohammed Al-Kuhol. From Muscat, he says, Do you think there's any relation between being a chess player and being not religious?
Well, thanks for that question, Sheikh. I think there is. I think there's a strong connection because religious feeling and well, what do you think about that?
Well, let's say that there have been religious that were trying to ban chess, so that doesn't help. So
which religions are there? So they have tried that in Christianity, but not for 1,000 years or something.
No.
Yeah.
So that definitely poses practical problems.
But in general, chess players are thoroughly irreligious, aren't they? Wesley so accepted.
Well, there have been others. There are others.
Like who?
Smyslov was very religious. Lajos Potish was very religious.
Yeah. Of the current generation.
Of the current generation. Well, I think in general, if you look at the current top 100 and any top 100 from the past, you will find that that there's more non-religious people in the chess world than outside the chess world. Than the normal social.
Far more. There are hardly, and I think the whole point about this, if you are to progress as a chess player, you have to ask questions. You always have to ask why, and this is the very opposite of religious belief. Mm-hmm. It is an acceptance of something as being a truth, and chess players are always challenging the truth. That is, I think, the reason why you find so few of them at the top level.
And then you automatically assume that what you're doing in your profession affects your possible religious feelings or thoughts. That there is a direct connection.
What do you think? You're a good Catholic boy, aren't you?
I was raised a Catholic.
Yeah. Are you Catholic now?
No.
You gave up on that.
Yeah. But it was.
Why did you give up on it?
I'm a non-believer.
You're a non-believer.
I'm definitely a non-believer. Yeah. But statistically, it is remarkable. That's what.
No, there are hardly any. There are supposedly, billions of people believing in all sorts of religions, and I doubt if there are more than 2 or 3 in the top 100.
I think probably more than that now.
You reckon? You reckon?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of other that I'm not entirely sure about, but I'm pretty sure that they are religious.
All right, good.
Which is which is all fine. But
let us know your views.
Yep, interesting question
from Muscat. Sure. Yeah, thank you, Sheikh.
Thank you, Sheikh. Let me see. There were other questions. Yeah, here's a question from Hyperion, from Germany. I'm not sure if that is your real name, but
do you know why Salov stopped playing chess?
Yeah.
Well, why did Salov stop playing chess? Salov was a great player. Salov was a really good player.
Valery Salov.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody knows about him these days. Current generation have never heard of him.
Yeah. And he was famous for prolonging the last rounds of many tournaments by playing on till move 120.
Yeah, he would go on in this game.
But yeah, he's been top 5, I guess. Probably. In the world rankings?
Yeah, I think he was even higher than that. I think he may even have been the top 3 at one time. I mean, he was very, very good.
Yes. Well, at some point he quit competitive play. I remember he was still training the Indian team many years ago.
Yes, he turned up at one Olympiad in Bled, was it?
Yeah,
Bled,
was that with the Indian team?
Yeah, he was with the Indian team at one time.
So And after that, there's been long silence, except for on his website.
Ravings, anti-Semitic ravings on his website.
Which we strongly recommend you not to read.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a tragedy. A great player that took another turn. Should have stayed on the main road, but didn't stay there. So
So what do you think of Bill Hartston's idea that chess keeps crazy people sane, and when they stop playing chess, they lose it?
Well, I think there are cases that support that view. I mean, it's been said that as long as Bobby Fischer was playing chess, he was in control of his demons to a certain.
And Paul Morphy.
Yeah, Paul Morphy. I don't know how that. I think we have not sufficient, let's say,
evidence.
Because there's many stories about Morphy are based on. There was a book which was published, I think, in 1905, on Mr. Buck or something, and I think many of the stories that were told there, which may be unsubstantiated, they support this view of Paul Morphy, the crazy, or the chess player gone crazy.
Yeah.
But with Fischer, it's been said that once he was no longer playing and he no longer had this ambition to become world champion, which gave him something to rely on, then things went from bad to worse.
Yeah.
So that's not a funny thought. Here's John Gonzalez from Moldova. He says that he knows that Judith Polgar beat you, Nigel, in 2013. Yep. Do you think a woman can be world champion? And actually, we've had. Where was that?
I have no idea.
You playing together in Hogeveen, or?
Oh, I can't remember.
Well, of course, but I guess you.
I lost several times. I don't remember this.
Yeah.
I've lost several times to Judith.
Yeah.
So I just don't know what he's referring to.
Yeah, Judith rose to 10th place in the world ranking. So why wouldn't? Well, it's not very likely at the moment, but I don't see why it wouldn't happen.
On principle, I don't see why not.
No.
Just at the moment, there are. I don't think Ho Yifan is in the top 100, is she?
No.
So, in the near future, there are no contenders for that.
No. It may happen at some point in the future, but it doesn't look like that it's going to happen anytime soon. François Poitras wants to know about the status of the French defense at the highest level. That sounds as if he's speaking in defense of his country. Well, French defense, still there.
Yep.
Not very popular at the moment at the highest level. But it's always been a sound opening and has found followers. Many great champions who played the French defense. So François Poitras, don't despair. I think it will be back at the highest level at some point. There's no reason not to think. And Magnus Carlsen from Iceland wants to know, you referred to the proper engine that helps you find a move, and he wonders what that proper engine was.
A proper engine that helped me find a move. Well, yeah, actually, look, there are lots of good engines out there, so I don't particularly wish to advertise one or the other. Komodo is one, Stockfish is another. There are lots of them.
Yeah.
High Arcs is very good.
Mm-hmm.
There are lots of things out there which are good, but I had been glancing at these engines on these websites, and then of course you can't analyze with these things, and they don't. You don't have the depth. So it's better if I just use it on my own laptop. It goes much deeper.
And we got a long letter from Ganesan, or a professor of chemical biology in Norwich, and he refers to we were talking about players learning the rules at a later age, and actually yesterday a Swedish friend told me that Johnny Hector, that he started at a late age, that he was only 14 or something. And here, Mr. Ganesan, he says that Akiva Rubinstein apparently didn't learn chess until he was 16 and soon became one of the top players of his time. And then another favorite of yours, Nigel, Mir Sultan Khan.
Yes.
He was playing the Indian variant of chess, and it was
that's true.
He only learned the Western variant.
Yeah, but it's not that dissimilar. Some rule changes, so he could have been starting very early with that. So you make some modifications. It's it's a fair point. I would accept it because it's not exactly the same, and certainly theory is completely different. You may be playing a similar game, but opening theory is.
And finally, before we go back to the game between Fabiano Caruana and Hikaru Nakamura, which has ended in a victory for white, as was imminent, he also mentions Yefim Geller and Leonid Stein. He thinks that they started at a relatively late age. Could be. Do you know that what sport Yefim Geller used to play as a young man? And apparently he was not too bad at it.
Basketball.
12 points. 12 points, Monsieur.
12 points.
He played basketball, and I saw him in his later life, and that was not the first thought that popped up in my mind.
When you saw that rotund figure.
He was pretty rotund, that's right. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. Levin Aronian has won the 5th Altibox Norway Chess Tournament 2017 because Hikaru Nakamura, the only player who could still threaten him, lost today to Fabiano Caruana.
I think it's fairer to say that Fabi won the game. I mean,
True. So
he pressured him.
I have to correct my Fabiano Caruana, who had a so-so tournament. He finished with a flourish and won a beautiful game against Hikaru Nakamura, a game that must hurt Hikaru and will very much please Fabiano. As a result, in the final standings, it's Nakamura who shares second place, so he doesn't maintain sole second place or doesn't go up to first place. He shares it with Vladimir Kramnik, who beat Anish Giri today, and Anish Giri, who still had a theoretical chance of winning the tournament or going to second place in any case, which he would have done had he drawn today. He shares fourth place with
that was expensive. That
was a very expensive.
And he got completely crushed, didn't he?
Yeah, he made that move, Bishop D6, and then later he realized what an awful move it had been.
And it was routed.
And there was no second chance for Anish Giri. He was just left with a hopeless position. So he shares fourth place with Fabiano Caruana and Wesley So. Fabiano Caruana with this last round win, Wesley So with 9 draws. Well, solid performance, we can say. And then 7, 8, 9, it's Maxime Vacher-Lagrave, Fishy Anand, and Magnus Carlsen.
Isn't it?
Magnus Carlsen and Fishy Anand.
What is so surprising when I look at the cross table there, I see the two World Championship finalists in the defending champion and his challenger in places 9 and 10.
Yeah, because Sergei Karjakin finished in bottom place, rock bottom. And indeed, Nigel, they were playing for the World Championship in New York in November.
Yep.
And now they are in 9th and 10th place, which says a lot about the strength of this historical tournament. Norway Chess featuring the 10 best players in the world according to the April list. And here's Fabiano.
Right.
Thanks a lot, Fabiano.
Why don't you just change
change
positions? Yeah, why don't you sit here? Okay.
That was a nice game.
Yeah, it was a nice game. So can we get your mic up and running?
Did you have a preview of this game? I mean, at least part of it when you were preparing for this?
I really didn't expect this line.
No?
Are we live?
Yeah, I think we're live. We're going.
Are we there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so last time Hikaru played this against me, I was expecting the Nido, but I wasn't sure if there's so many lines he could do. He played this in the past.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure if he would repeat our game or try to find some improvement. I also played a game against Maxime earlier this year. But okay, it wasn't a surprise, but
This Queen D3, have you played this one before? Sorry, but...
maybe when I was a kid. I used to play Bishop G5 a lot when I was young, and then I abandoned it, and now I took it up again.
It seems to be doing much better once you've got these very powerful engines, doesn't it? There are all sorts of lines which they were struggling for a long time, and then resources have been found for
mainly for black.
Also for black.
I think the current state of theory is that black has about 7 ways to draw after this move.
Queen D3. Right.
Without going into too much detail, black has a lot of... Hikaru himself played A3 against... he beat Nepo in the Grand Prix, but I didn't want to repeat it.
Searching for Nepo. Sorry.
So he played the main line, and Rook G1 is a novelty, I think.
It was new to us.
And the databases.
And the databases as well.
And thankfully also to Hikaru.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the theory here. I think it's some E5 stuff. G5, E5. Anyway, Rook G1. I hadn't repeated before the game, but
It is Queen H3 is the main move instead of...
Queen H3, Castle G5, and then there's this draw. And I would be hard-pressed to remember exactly how it goes. Some miraculous stuff.
Okay.
Black is surviving this.
We'll take your word for that, and we'll pass that by.
So Rook G1 is very interesting. It's a very blunt move. I just want to play G5. It also has some point that my Rook isn't on H1, so in lines like this, I can play E5 and my Rook is no longer attacked, and I have stuff like this.
Okay.
But Bishop D7 is a good move, which he played. And here he had a big choice, and I was certain that he would play either Rook G8 or Rook H7. And I was I knew that Knight C6 is playable for black.
Yeah.
And I was just shocked that because to play this move you have to basically see a detail way down the road, which is very hard to spot. And Rook H7 is, White has an enormous amount of options here. Rook G8 is probably not as good, but also playable. And Knight C6, Rook G7 castle. I was wondering for a second if he maybe had analyzed it and was spending all his time trying to remember it, because it's so risky to play this without having analyzed it. This is an obvious move. I could play Queen A6, but unfortunately it doesn't really have a threat, and probably Knight D4 is good.
And actually better for black. It's very strange. It was my first idea.
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And so he has to do this because here I think that
yes,
this
Rook
is
takes
just
E7
strong.
wins. Yeah.
So Knight E5 is forced. Knight C7, Knight D3, CD. Yeah, and here he made a bad move. Knight G8 is obviously not the way you should play this. I understand that he didn't see anything better because this is not great.
Bishop A5 check maybe as well. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I can probably do this as well. I'm not sure which is better.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But But he has this, which is...
Yeah.
I was going to play rook c1 first.
Yes.
Rook h1, bishop f1, king b8.
Yeah.
He has to go there, I think. And now rook f8 is the important move, which you have to see when you basically play knight c6. And this, I think, is a draw. I was going to go here, here, here.
Yeah.
I think knight g4, king d1, because I've actually almost made it, which is very sad. Just to like point out a cute mate, which I obviously shouldn't go for.
Yeah.
I can play king d1, and I think something like this leads to a draw eventually. I mean, I'm up a pawn, but I'm probably going to lose it. There was some line, I just can't remember it now. Maybe rook f2. Anyway, I think I lose this d pawn.
The thing about this, I mean, look, we cheated on this game. We actually put a proper engine on this because it was like so complicated, and it was clear that you had analysed this. And I mean, my impression was that was just fantastically difficult to see in a game. If you see it looks as if it could just be dead lost immediately, even if you see it.
Yeah.
You know, it's white's move. You play, and I will get to the position that we're talking about with rook f8. So, where is it? Sorry,
rook h2 here.
Rook h2, and it's this position with rook f8. Can we just get
this one or with rook
yeah,
c1?
okay,
Either
okay.
one,
So okay, so rook c1.
Yeah, let's say this position.
So get the other
position,
one. Yeah, okay. And it's white's move, and he's a piece up. I mean, it's ridiculous actually, and to see this from several moves ago and to go for it is so difficult.
Yeah.
It's really a big ask.
Well, here's when he played knight c6, I was trying to figure out exactly what was going on because I couldn't believe that he had actually calculated all the way up to here. I mean, that would just be unbelievable to me.
Yeah.
For it's not. I mean, he's a fantastic calculator, but for anyone, it would be unbelievable. So I was thinking maybe he had prepared it and was trying to remember, or maybe he really had just calculated this line beautifully. In that case, I think, I mean, he deserves a draw, and he might even deserve more than a draw.
Yeah.
But there's also one important point. I think that this is a more relevant version of the mate, which I mentioned.
Yeah.
I shouldn't walk into this.
Yes.
But yeah, this is. I mean, I don't know. Because the thing is, when you know about the possibility, you don't know how difficult it is.
Yeah. No, it looks.
But I assume that finding this, even from this position, is very challenging.
It is. It is. I just thought it was over. You know, when I started analysing this by head, and I thought this is game over. And then you look at the engine, and it says equals or near enough. Near enough. It's basically a draw after this, and it's you know, if he'd find that, you just have to say the guy's a genius.
No, I mean, I prepared this, and I mentioned knight c6 as an interesting option, and basically my notes say that nobody will ever go for this, especially because of this rook f8. Like, it's just not possible to find.
Yeah.
But then he went for it, and I was thinking, wow, that was unexpected.
Yeah.
But knight g8 was a very welcome surprise.
Yeah.
I think I played correctly. I mean, I don't know
and bishop a5 is actually stronger. And
after knight g8, bishop a5.
Yeah, but doesn't matter. I mean, okay.
And what, knight e6?
King d2, I think is
okay.
Good. Yeah.
This I didn't consider.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Anyway,
I mean, it's.
I think he made some small inaccuracies here. I think this was a better version because first of all, I can't go for this. I lose my rook. So I would have to go back, and then he can go here, give a check, and if I move my king, he goes here, and he has threats like knight e4.
Yeah.
But I thought that here bishop f3 still keeps control and solid pawn up, so I was not too concerned. I thought I had very good winning chances. And then here I think it's just, I mean, I don't know what he can do because all his pieces are awful, and I'm just going to start attacking his king regardless. I think probably he should try to trade bishops, but I don't think that is going to help him much.
Take care.
Here, I mean,
let's see.
Look at his pieces.
No, I mean, you've got a clear extra pawn and a good position as well. So
no, it's very good winning chances.
Yeah.
But then after bishop g4, I thought the game's already over. I mean, his position is just in complete disorder. And after a4, I think it also dawned on him that there's nothing to do.
Yeah. So that's great. And certainly warning people to be careful about challenging you in these very sharp Sicilians. Yeah, you've got to be very, very well prepared to come out of these positions alive.
Yeah, I think if you play this line, you just have to analyze every single move for white. Just from this position, you basically just have to go through it. I mean, looking at every move, ridiculous or not.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, but I mean, if you don't want to do this, then play a less challenging opening. The knight is very difficult, so I think you have to put the work in, otherwise stuff like this could happen.
So it's not a finger opening we can play by bare hand. A last question, just at the end. You did seem to have a strong position towards the end, with an extra rook and a few pawns. Were you a bit irritated that he was playing on?
A little bit.
A little bit.
He wasn't thinking about this position. That was clear. I mean, he was thinking about the game and how this has happened.
And about the tournament.
Yeah, maybe about that as well. Although I think thinking for 30 minutes is not very good sportsmanship at this point. I mean, you either play quickly and resign in a few moves, or you just resign now, but you don't think for half an hour in this position. Yeah.
Well, I agree with you on that. And are you going to join us?
Yep, sure.
Yeah, okay. Are we concluding?
I think the moment has come.
Yeah, the moment has come to say
goodbye.
Goodbye. Now the end is near.
It was a great tournament. We had great fun. There were great games. We have a winner, Levan Aronian from Armenia. And I would like to thank all the viewers for all the emails that you send us and all the reactions. It was heartwarming
and the photographs as well. We enjoyed that. We enjoyed the questions. We loved the photographs.
Yes.
From the beach in Bali to the...
Did you see those?
No, I didn't.
It's amazing where people were following us. They were on the beach in Bali, they were on the beach in Mexico.
They were in frozen Patagonia and the Cayman Islands or whatever.
Scots drinking whiskey. I mean, there's many possibilities.
Yeah.
We learned a lot.
Yeah.
And
we had a great time. I enjoyed it anyway.
It was great. It was a privilege and a pleasure to be here. And thanks, Nigel. We were two great weeks. And we can only be grateful for this tournament and hope that it will continue for many more years. These were the first 5, crowned by an extraordinary strong tournament.
Yes.
With 10 best players in the world. So thanks a lot for viewing, and hope to see you at a next occasion.
There are a million reasons to walk through our door. Important or not, here are some more. Is it the smile that greets you, or the view outside? The 24-hour room service, we let you decide. Do you need to escape? Simply get away. To work when it's night, and sleep when it's day. Relax, unwind with the people you love. Maybe that's your reason, and none of the above. To visit something old, or discover something new, our local knowledge will show you what to do. Passion is a word we choose to live by. Passion in our service, food, and even our goodbye. We have passion in everything we do, and whatever your reason, we'll take care of you. Clarion living, not just staying.
Inspired by the city of Ålesund, the Scandinavian Art Nouveau capital on the west coast of Norway, the Fondorn timepiece, an elegant, high-quality watch with clean lines and Art Nouveau-inspired dial, protected by a beautiful sapphire crystal. The slim, surgical steel case contains a premium Swiss movement. It's water-resistant up to 5 ATM. Elegant yet strong. The Fondorn timepiece comes in 4 different color options and is delivered to you in a beautiful wooden box.